Good evening, ladles and jelly spoons. Surprise. Today, the Arknights Union Arena card game released serendipitously, because tomorrow there's a bar that will take trading cards and the bartender will make a custom mixed drink based off the cards you show him to represent the character and the cards. And I was like, oh man, there's no Arknights trading card game. I won't be able to get operators as mixed drinks. And then lo and behold, Bandai came through.
You didn't even know it, but they've got your back, buddy.
And I think, I haven't searched this on YouTube, but this may be one of the first English language channels to be doing something like this, considering the game came out in Japan today.
You might actually be beating everyone else to the punch.
So that would be cool if we're breaking the news on this. But I found the starter deck. Oh yeah, sorry. Immersion break. You're gonna see my hands. I've streamed with my hands before, and the gloves I have are way too thick. So there you go. There's my busted finger. We have starter deck. We have a booster box. And then at the secondhand store, I found card sleeves by Nacho Neko. For those of you like me who didn't know who this was until today, uh, she took up VTubing, but before that, she was an artist. And one of her most famous pieces of work is Gaugura's model.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah.
Small world.
VTuber relevant card sleeves. And then this is actually for a different Gacha game. This is Fate Grand Order, but I thought this was like one of the coolest deck boxes I've ever seen. And someday, when conflicts are settled by trading card games, then it will be fashionable to wear deck boxes on your belt, as enabled by this deck box here.
Something, be the change, etc.
So we got goodies to protect any cool cards we get. And for the deck box, for those of you not familiar with trading card games, it is better when able to buy booster packs in boxes, because the card rarity on like the per pack basis, that's like, let's say it's like, I think in Magic the Mythic Rare was like one in every eight booster packs or something. But the pack rarity is derived from the box rarity. So like back to the Magic example, if you go out, buy a pack at Kmart, buy a pack at Walmart, buy a pack at Meijer, if you buy just like 8 single packs separately, you could crack all 8 packs and never pull a mythic rare, because that rarity is derived from the fact that a booster box of Magic, which is 36 boosters, is guaranteed to contain 4 mythic rares. Or wait, sorry, math. 36 boosters, 1 out of every 9 packs. Whatever, you get the idea. The pack rarity is based off the fact that, the company will say, hey, within this booster box, you're guaranteed to pull X, Y, Z numbers of different tiers of rarity. Magic comes in boxes of 36 because it's designed around firing an 8-man draft of 3 packs per person, and then you have 12 packs left over to form the prize pool split of like, I think it was like 2 packs to third place, 4 packs to second place, and 6 packs to first place. And that way, if first and second split, they just each get 5. Point is, Union Arena booster boxes do boxes of 16, which means buying it in boxes is much more affordable. You don't have to go in on like, I don't even know what a box of Magic costs nowadays. Back in my day, it was like $80 if you wanted to buy a box, so fairly significant investment.
So it's funny that you described that. The in-game Gacha actually has a similar mechanic, where you're guaranteed certain high rarities after an X number of rolls, right?
Mm.
And then certain specific banners will even say it's only going to be these characters. We talked about that a little bit the other day. I wonder if that was derived from the way that card games did that.
Probably, because I mean, Gacha, we're coming full circle here, right?
It is a card
Like,
game in a sense.
Gacha games are card games, and now we have a card game of a Gacha game.
I don't even know who's inspiring who anymore.
So let's see. We will, let's start with here. We'll start with the starter deck, so we can see what's in that, and then from there we will go on to crack packs. It's got Amiya on the front. I think the starter deck, I believe, is 50 fixed cards, and then I think there's like 1 out of 6 possible like fancy versions of another card.
I hope you brought your pocket knife.
Guess what's illegal in Japan?
Oh.
Any knife longer than 2 inches, and I believe that includes the handle. So
Nail clippers. What else? What else
I
can we
do
use?
actually
Scissors.
have nail clippers right here.
Oh, there you go.
I don't think they're gonna work for this though.
You could just give it some harsh words. Maybe that'll cut it.
I'm dropping you once I find another 3-star operator.
Inside the box, there will be Cruz. Actually, she might be. Who knows?
Yeah, I haven't looked up what operators are in here, except I know they said the starter box does contain Amiya and Neural.
Oh, Marcus there. Cool.
Ugh, hang on, here we
I
go.
looked it up, and I think there's 106 total cards of the entire set.
All right, here we go. We have a pin.
Is that the Ultraman pin? What is
It
that?
is the Ultraman pin, and what I love
Nice.
about this one is that they actually put the extendy antenna in it.
Is it over 2 inches long?
Um,
Because that's too sharp. That's a knife.
when you just consider the length of this and the length of the Pokebit, no, it's fine.
See, I was also making a fashion joke.
All right. All right. Oh, I do want to be
And
careful.
we're in.
I have no idea if there's like some code in here for free rolls in the app, which there should be, but
Oh, that's neat, actually.
I don't know if there is. But I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna open it out here just so nobody steals my points. I do not think that is the case. So, all right, here we go. All right,
Oh,
we
nice.
have Franca. We have the deck. We have starter deck, promotional rare pack, and what looks like the how to play mat. I've never played this game before. I'm assuming, oh, that's cool. I'm assuming, like most Japanese TCGs, it's going to be a variation on Duel Masters. I don't know if
That's
this
a big
camera
playmat.
actually
Wow.
has a way to zoom or not, but it looks like we have a front line, an energy line, a life area, an action points area. All right, everyone is here. We have Tallulah, um, Lalula, W, Amiya, Exu, Blaze, Calcit, and
We'll be
Swordhorn
meeting her
Girl.
soon.
And then yeah, backside looks like it's just how to play. I don't. This is a new camera. I don't know that has a zoom or not, and I can't back it up either because there's actually like I'm playing a risky game and doing this right in front of a mirror. So if I
Oh.
pull the camera back,
Yeah, you like to live dangerously.
anything just to feel
If
alive.
we find out that you're not actually blind, we might not be friends anymore.
No, you don't understand. My vision's too good. That's a power limiter.
Ah, so we're talking like Rock Lee's ankle bracelets kind of thing.
Yeah. All right, let's open up Promotional Rare Pack.
Oh, did it hiss?
It did not.
Oh. For those of us who live at somewhat higher than sea level elevations, shall we say, you'll usually get a nice little hiss when you open up packages
Oh, nice.
as the air comes out. It's just very faint.
All right. We got Haruda. See how good the autofocus is.
It's getting there. She's got 4,000 battle points.
Yep. A triggered ability. And she's a yellow character that costs 1 action. We have
Ooh.
Frost Nova.
Yep, Frost Nova. We'll be seeing her later.
Exu.
Ah, there she is.
Exusia.
I'm wondering if the red indicates higher rarity or not.
No, I think that's color like in Magic.
Okay, okay.
Ooh.
Ooh, full card art too.
Full art Chen. Ooh, and it's holographic.
That might be your rare for the pack.
I think so. That's a cool design. All right. And we got Texas, so we will be able to mix up, or sorry, not Texas, Exu. We will be able to mix up an Exu at the bar for Martel.
I wonder if she'll be apple flavored or not.
That will depend on how much the bartender knows about Arknights, because typically they've gone based off of the color scheme of the cards. All right. That was the rare pack, the promo pack. Now,
For the starter deck. You said this is 50 cards ish?
yes. Oh, I might need scissors again. Oh, so that's what the card backs look like. Union Arena. Very generic looking, but it's a generic card game, so.
Nice.
Gonna, just gonna be defeated by this piece of plastic here.
Use your teeth if you're feeling really brave.
Might just try and slide. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna slide it off. All right. So we have. Let me get a comfortable position here. You guys can see. All right, focus, focus. There we go. All right, so we have Franca, 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 and
That's a lot of foxes.
Franca. All right, we got a playset of Foxu. We also have Liskarm.
Liskarm, yep. Wonder if you can guess what class she is.
Defender, perhaps.
Yeah, defender.
Perchance.
The shield kind of, yeah, perchance. Don't get me started on that. It's early in the morning. The brain rot hasn't set in yet.
I'm noticing though they're all like on this really dark background. The whole cards, all the cards look very dark so far, apart from the full art. I'm guessing playset of Liskarms. Yep. There we go. All right. So
And
Amia,
Donkey.
Looks like Amiya costs 1 action, 1500 battle points, trigger, Geto, Kono Kado,
This card.
Kono Kado Tefuda ni Kwaru. Based off my TCG knowledge, I think what that's saying is if she gets like flipped over as a damage trigger, you add her to your hand. Lost pause. Wait, are we buffering?
I didn't see any on. I've got it open on my other tab, and it looks pretty good to me.
Stream's current bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. We recommend that you use stream bitrate of 6800 kilobits per second. How is it for you guys? Is it too blurry or too choppy?
The image quality at least looks pretty good.
All right, we got a playset of Amiya. Kirushi.
Oh, Doctor talks a lot.
I was expecting more words on this card.
I know. I'm disappointed. The text should be scrolling off the bottom of the card if it was really in character.
Let's see, when this character active no, hang on, it's written too small. このキャラがアクティブの場合、このキャラの発生エネルギープラス when this character activates, you get 1 blue mana. Oh, only two Kelsey. Kirushi. Doberman.
Funny eyebrow girl.
Oh. So
we got the promoted version.
Two 1-point Dobermans.
Oh, is that what her E2 art looks like? You're gonna laugh. I've never promoted her in 4 years.
Yeah, that's
cool.
what this looks like. It looks like part of man, this would really benefit from being full art if they're gonna use the E2 art.
We're missing half of her legs, I think. You can see the plot bracelet.
Yeah, let's see what her ability here says. Front line ni aru. Okay, it looks like it benefits from being put in the front line. It doesn't look like there's any kind of evolved mechanic. I think you pay more mana up front. You get the evolved Doberman.
So in game, one of Doberman's
is.
effects is that she buffs 3-star ops. So that might be something to do with that. Oh, hey, it's
Doctor.
The doc.
That's what I look like. Uta. The looks like it's something that happens when you put them in your front line.
Only 1,000 battle points? Huh. Pretty weak.
What a price to pay. Wonder if there's the E2 version of the Doctor. Must be some kind of decent utility card, though, if they're putting 4 of them in here.
Action cost of 0, perhaps, as well, might have something to do with it.
Oh, and he's got a trigger ability, which I think is the same one as Amiya, so basically like draw free cards to draw if you take them as damage. If anyone in chat has actually played Union Arena, you can let me know how off I am, but that's typically how these things work in JTCGs. Take damage, flip cards over, get cool triggered abilities. Ooh, all right. So now we have
Oh, the sanity pots.
Shokyurise Kai Fukusai.
It's basically
Uno
monster
Epi
energy.
Kado. Ima Mare Akti. I think this lets you untap your mana, which makes
That makes
sense.
sense.
Ooh, all right. Now we have an event. Full burst.
We're catching a bit of glare on that.
Oh, here. Where's that glare even coming from? I guess that light's right there. All right, soul burst. We're getting little plot spoilers here.
I don't think so. At least I can't tell what it is,
Soul
other than
burst.
donkeys doing something.
Now here we go. Here we have the more expensive Amiya. She gets plus 1,000 battle points when it's your turn. All right, so this is aggressive Amiya, along with Kirushi in the background. Ooh, I see something foil. We get four copies of Amiya. Ooh, and the full art Amiya and holofoil.
So I like how I think she could stick her ears through like little
The hood.
gaps in the hood.
Ooh, this is a lot of abilities here. Character Redo Amiya. アクティブにし、フロントラインに something できる。Like there's a bunch of frontline, 自分の frontline に BP4000 一緒のキャラクターがある。はい。キャラ、ラブ、この。Okay, I think it says when you have someone with 4,000 battle points enter the battlefield, you can pick an opponent's character with BP 2,000 or less and give it minus 1,500.
Mm.
Either that or it's I think well, the grammar's not too difficult, but it's late and the text is really tiny and I don't know the rules. But it looks like she has some abilities that trigger as you play other characters. Also, what is this? Is this her E2 art?
It is.
Ooh, what is that mysterious thing behind her?
What could our main character be hiding?
Hmm.
Stay tuned to find out on the next episode of Arknights Z.
Ooh, two foil Amiyas. And our old buddy, Guard.
I like this guy. I think, well, okay. I think most of the time you see these NPC characters like this that are not named, they're just generic roads operator. Not all the time, though.
Is
But the
Guard.
game doesn't always, the game itself doesn't even always make it clear. Except when it does. I realize that sounds, totally contradictory, but yeah. We've grown
Ooh,
used to it.
what's his trigger here? Active. Uno, Kera. Kerabi. Oh, it looks like his triggered ability buffs one of your other characters. Nice.
If I ever put together a cosplay, it's basically going to be like this. Just a jacket, strap
You
some
know
random
what?
stuff to it.
I was actually dressed slightly like this earlier with it was very cold up by the lake, so I had my scarf up around my face, my sunglasses on, and my beanie pulled down pretty tight.
So you're saying is it's naturally what you're gravitating towards. You
I
didn't
think
even know it.
so. I'm a guard at heart. Ooh, Oil Neural. Niaru.
Hunts. I had to say it.
Oil Haunts. That uses up a whopping 2 actions and 4 blue.
I bet she does some kind of healing or protecting, if I had to guess.
It's like she does several things. Got, let's see, she's got, looks like she can double block. Then her second ability, Impacto Ko. This character, when it battles, character wa no battle. Acto o Jinau. Battleをした。このキャラクター、このキャラとバトルをしたキャラは、okay, the character this character battles このバトル中 during that battle impact を失う Oh, okay. If she fights a character with the impact ability, that character loses impact when battling her, which again, just spitballing here, I think if she blocks something with trample, she takes away its trample.
That sounds like a reasonable guess to me.
And then her last ability here, Oshoji, Burokuji,
Well, did
Aijoji.
we might have picked up a third.
So tiny text. Let's see. Your front line no hoka no characters.
In case you're wondering, chat,
Subete
that's not
wa
your Discord, that's ours.
Onotan BP. Oh, and then I think when she's in your front line, she gives one of your other characters in your front line plus 1000 BP, and she has a triggered ability. Uh, I think plus 3000 BP is her triggered ability. So she seems like a solid Hans.
You might say she'll carry you to victory.
We can only hope. Wait,
That's
and there's two
double haunts.
double Hans, double foil Hans, all the way across the sky. Hey, medic!
Medic-chan!
This is okay, so this is basically chapter 0, the deck.
I think so.
Medic
Sounds like a reasonable guess.
Medic has 2000 battle points.
She does nothing.
And
She's there,
therefore,
okay? She's
alright,
there.
Medic is here. Hey, Ace. Okay, this really is
Nice.
chapter 1, the deck.
And he's got more BP.
And some
It's
frontline
him.
ability.
It's John Arknight.
Ace. John's Arknight. Ooh. Blaze.
Nice. Best friend.
Ace's best friend.
Our best friend. Well, actually, probably everybody's best friend, but you know.
Blaze. Ooh, 5. Two blazes. Ooh. Rhodos. Oh, Rhodes Island. Rhodos Island 制約. This is a field card. Then we have another event card here. Kodokaishi.
That's actually the art from that little splash thing. It's like the stage at the end of Chapter 0. We saw this the other day directly. So they're just pulling them straight out of the game.
I mean,
which is neat.
You got all the assets, and you got the
I know,
art
right?
already done. Okay, and then with some action point cards. Amiya, and okay, not double sided. So this is something I've come to realize with card games. So like one of Duel Masters things was there were no mana cards. You would just like pick a card you didn't want to use at that point in the game, and you would put it upside down as a land, basically. There's merits to that design philosophy. Something I think JTCGs have started moving towards is you still have mana cards, but they just exist in a separate deck, and you get them at a set rate, so you avoid getting mana screwed or mana flooded.
So it's more like the Hearthstone approach, where it's just one per turn.
Yeah, and one of the upsides of that approach is you get the consistency that Duel Masters gave you, but you still get this set of cards in your game that don't really need to follow conventional card design rules, and so like you can we'll see if there's other action point artwork in these boosters, but like the One Piece card game does something similar, and their action point equivalents, like there's all sorts of cool like alternate art versions of them. So it's kind of neat to carve out a niche card type in your game that can be used to just like let your artists go ham and like make some cool cards that people can chase after, not because they're like super competitive, but just because people want different types of art.
So kind of like the full art lands.
Yeah.
Because there were some sets that had some pretty neat ones. Especially like the Zendikar lands and such, but I won't take us down that rabbit hole. We'll go down this rabbit hole instead, because actual rabbit and all.
I have a one of the old full art planes from I think it was Unglued or Unhinged when they first did the full art lands. All right, so that was the starter deck. It was essentially everybody that we got to meet in Chapter 1 so far.
And Blaze.
Plus Blaze.
I'm not sure that I ever asked this, but what colors did you two play?
Oh,
you don't want it. Don't start me.
I'm a fan of Junk, or Abzan as they call it these days. Green, white, black.
See, I did a little bit of that with my Cobblade days, but mostly I was I can hear the groans already. I was red blue control. I was the worst player to play with.
I know absolutely nothing about Magic, and yet I know enough to judge you.
You were going to do that anyways.
I had a super fun red-blue deck that I took to a Born of the Gods game day tournament.
Did you get kicked out?
Hero's Downfall crushed my hopes and dreams. But it was such a... I loved the deck idea, though. It was not control. See, this was blue-red aggro. But do you remember Nivix Cyclops?
I recognize the name, but I couldn't tell you what it does.
He was like a 0/4 with Defender, but every time you cast an instant or sorcery, he buffed his power and lost Defender. And so I would play him turn 3, and if you didn't kill him before my turn 4, if I had like the right other 2 cards in hand, I could well, I think basically by casting the 2 cards, it gave him 10 power, double strike, and unblockable. It was teleportal and I forget if the other card gave him double strike or if it just buffed his power, which then also buffed his power off his untriggered ability. But basically, I could throw an unblockable Cyclops at you for lethal on turn 4 or 5.
Yeah, that's pretty mean. I like that.
It was fun. I had like Nibmagus Elemental and Blister Coil Weird in there, so just basically before prowess was a thing, it was all the cards that had like prowess-like mechanics. But green, white, black. Green, white, black when 3 colors makes sense. Otherwise, I'll typically pick like white or black when the draft starts, and then try to force some combination of those colors.
I do believe that color choice reflects personality to a certain extent.
I would agree.
I don't know if a study's ever been done on that, but I would be interested to see something large scale.
The only color that's been described in depth to me is black, and honestly, I like the sound of that one.
One of us.
I would say that's probably your type of card.
Just life points are a resource. Don't rely on top decking. Just
your creatures are a resource. Your resource.
Your graveyard is but your second hand. I hate how much grave hate there is in competitive.
Yeah. Whenever I play tabletop games, I'm the kind of guy that has absolutely no luck, so I just remove luck as a factor.
Well, we're about to find out what Miliardo's luck is, because he's going to open some boosters. If he can open this box first, though.
There we go.
In trouble.
If my movements look awkward, it's because I am reaching around my tripod. Ooh.
Oh, don't open that. That might be the codes.
Hang on. Codes. I don't think it's codes. I think it's just part of the deck box assembly. I hate how much grave hate there is in like all the competitive formats. I want to build all these fun graveyard decks, but like you can just hate away my entire graveyard for like 1 white and 1 mana.
I think they live in eternal fear of dredge.
Well, I did build a landless dredge deck, so they're not wrong.
You're part of the problem.
Says the blue control player.
Shut. I know. I was about to say, I don't have any room to talk. I know.
So why? Okay, I get that we all hate red-blue players. Why?
Oh, I don't hate red-blue players. I hate blue players.
So you that card you just played? That's a nice card. It'd be a shame if I unplayed it.
I understand.
Their entire color identity is based on
saying no,
stopping you from playing the game. Or it's like, that's a neat card you have there. Would you like playing it for twice the cost now? Because I'm going to bounce back to your hand.
Even in death,
8 times.
There's the classic like tap concede, like tap 2 islands, good game, you win. Just one last thing to psych you out.
That is something Squirrel would do.
Martel, you will be happy to know that I will be able to get an Exu mixed drink tomorrow.
Yes. Angel with a shotgun.
All right.
Oh, pie. Okay, pack number 1.
Right. I think these are 9-card packs. Oh no.
Ooh, sticky. It does not want to yield its secrets.
Putting up a fight.
Things easy. Yeah, I feel like the little tear should be at the top running across, not down the side. All right. So we have another Amiya, different art. We have
Ooh.
Meteorite.
One of my favorites.
Or Meteorite.
Or Miss ZR, as you know.
We have Patriot. Looking mysterious. We have another Franca. Another Exu. Aw.
Akusia.
Kushia.
Just drink some coffee, maybe?
Indeed.
I actually recognize the art piece this is clipped from.
Arexu. Cool. 8.
Gas masks are in.
Another Kelsey.
Were they ever out?
Well, in Terra, you know, or even probably more important than usual.
Ooh.
True.
We have a
Interesting.
Skorushureda. Wait.
Wait.
Skull.
Shured. Is that what they call him in Japanese?
Skorushureda. What
Skull
is his
Shredder. It's Skull Shatterer is the English version.
Skorushureda. A foil.
That's a very
Skull
good, like,
Shredder
Powers
doesn't
name-
have
Power-
quite the same.
It's like a Power Rangers name. Okay.
Have we made a full loop?
There's our first pack.
Let's see here. I want to start sorting these by rarity. Here we have our commons, our uncommons, and we have the rare pile over here. And Skull Shredder to the list. Pack number 2. You'll have to let me know if you see any art that is like original to this game, or if it's all just using assets they already had.
I would suspect it's probably the latter, but yeah, I'll probably say something like, "Oh, whoa," and be like excited. So,
Never seen that art before. All right, we got Doctor.
what is he doing? Is he putting his hands to his head?
Yes.
He's like, "Oh, I must think. Stage 1-7. Oh, it's so hard."
They're at it again. Why did I put Lapland and Texas in the factory?
Because they have mutually reinforcing bonuses.
You come back, the factory's been burnt down. Okay.
We have non-rare Chen.
Oh, so we have seen Chen Hucha.
We have reunion.
We have the goons.
We have the reunion goon or the reunion heishi.
I'm guessing Heishi translates as goon.
It's probably more like soldier.
Think of him as the Putty Patrol.
And we have an event card called, let's see.
Kanji
Probably
becomes kanji.
Kerushi.
That's all I can.
Hang on. Michinaru Gijutsu. Probably like Kelsey talks to you about pharmacology or something.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Or wait, actually, since I'm not using my phone as a webcam, I can actually have my dictionary open. And it's not pretending I know more Japanese than I do, because by reading the dictionary, it is now Japanese that I know.
He's right.
I have the power of Google Translate on my side.
Michinaru with those kanji. There's way too many kanji that can be pronounced this way. Michinaru.
Was it Naru to become?
Yeah. So the kanji for Michi, it looks like light and harmony. Let's see what Gijutsu is, because that should be art of some kind. A way of Gijutsu, technology, engineering, technique, skill.
So maybe something about the engineering department?
Yeah, let's see. Oh, it might be unmatched skill, because the first kanji there for me, not yet, hitherto. Then
Say that last word again.
hitherto. Oh, hitherto.
Hitherto.
I've been mispronouncing that in my brain my entire life.
See, normally I'm the one who mispronounces things because I've only ever read them.
Shiru. Okay, the other kanji is wisdom, so probably like hitherto unknown technique.
It's the exposition card.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Michi, not yet known.
Well, if I had to describe
Revealing
Cal,
that which is
that's
unknown.
that's what she does. Oh, so there's actually a card for her monologuing at us.
There
How
is.
appropriate.
That is such a perfect Calcit card.
And now we have reunion movement. Reunion movement. Mobumento.
That's a good word. Mobments.
Mobment.
I'm gonna use that.
Doctor. Uncommon doctor with Amiya.
It's like, get this
Shen.
strange rabbit child off of me.
Uncommon Shen. And the rare. Ooh.
Ooh.
You haven't seen this one yet?
You haven't seen this character yet.
Rosmontis.
Rosmontis.
It's actually pretty good.
So let me give you a little spiel here.
Ooh, super rare.
If you know your Latin. So Rosmontis is sort of an interesting translation. Yes, the Chinese game goes into Latin and then it goes into English.
Is it supposed to be like Rosamund?
No. So there's a name actually based on an herb. It's rosemary. Rosemary is just the Englishification, I guess you'd say, of rosmarius, which is an herb that would grow on the Mediterranean coast, which means sea dew. Ros and then Marius, right? So Rosmontis translates to Mountain Dew. Sorry.
And this one was a super rare, so it looks like all the rares have been foils so far. This one's SR, and she's getting the full art treatment.
Just to address what Squirrel just said, I hate that you have given me this cursed knowledge.
I posted the picture years ago of her holding the Mountain Dew bottle.
Yes, but I didn't put 2 and 2 together because this was before I had started playing the game.
Probably 2 or 3 years ago, yeah. Okay, next pack.
Why is this in English?
Is it?
I can't see it.
Well, Leet speak, I guess. Ooh.
Well, don't hold on us.
Monitor?
Yes, monitor.
It's pronounced monster, but yes, they thought it was cool.
Monitor.
I read it as monitor if it makes you feel better.
We have a common monitor.
Ooh.
A common 9.
It's funny because you have absolutely no idea who most of these things are.
A snow devil small person.
In other words, Yeti Squad.
Okay.
That's the English translation for that. That's
Yeti
interesting.
Squad.
Like the way they like Yuki no Akama or something like that. What's that saying?
They just said snow debiru.
Oh. They didn't even say it in a cool way.
Snow debiru shotai, which I'm assuming the shotai means squad, since the kanji is basically like small brigade.
So that's when they introduce you to the cold status effect. Ooh, Scout. Scout's a cool guy who doesn't afraid of anything.
I like his rifle.
Very rare for a non-angel to use a gun.
Uncommon Tallulah. Oh, wait, I've got my commons and uncommons pile mixed up here. Oh, there we go. Uncommon Tallulah. An uncommon Niaru. That's using her E2 art, isn't it?
Yep.
This one also has the anti-trample. Longmen dollars.
Yay, money.
Or in Japanese, Ronmenhe. Man, that would look cool as a full art like Longmen dollar.
Imagine if the card was just the dollar, there's no other text on it.
You know, as currency designs go, that one compares favorably to a lot of a lot of nations' currencies. Yeah.
All right. Ooh. We have. Oh, this is a spoiler. Thank goodness it's in Japanese. We have an event. Let's see. Sekisho Pato. Something cut, I think. Is that Crown Slayer?
That's hard to tell.
Don't look too closely at it.
Okay. All right. Spoiler card.
Possibly, yeah.
Pack number next. All right. We have Grace Roto.
Gray shot.
Gray shot.
Actually, I think it is just gray throat. That's a type species of bird. If I'm
Grace Roto.
Oh, great.
Gray throat. I was like Grace Rot.
Oh.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, my bad. I was thinking of wait. Have I just completely
Gray throat?
No, wait, I was thinking
We? It's furry. Moving on.
Oh, this fella. You'll see more of him.
Faust. Oh, there's our sniper. With a goon in the background.
You'll be seeing more of him later.
And there's Kelsey again.
Oh, this was cool.
We get
This one's good.
an Exu event card.
She's just so happy. She's in her lane, thriving.
Barrage.
Literally in her lane.
Barrage. DP 2000. Frontline character. I'm not reading all
hard
that.
to see. It looks like she's holding an FAL.
That looks like
It's got that funny box mag. It could be I don't think it's a G3. I think it's an FAL. Or something approximating it.
kind of hard to see.
That is
And then,
definitely not a G3. It looks like whatchamacallit, where it's got the really like boxy built up like upper with all the railing on it. It'll come back to me. I think it's European.
The fun
a lot of
fact.
good guns are.
The driver, Texas is the wheelman.
Oh, nice.
You just don't see her in this shot.
Texas has good whip game.
Oh yeah.
Well, put it this way. So you know how angels have halos?
Yeah.
The event that's drawn from Code of Brawl. Good event, by the way. One of Exuziai's friends asks why she can't wear a hat over the halo. And she responds that it makes her feel like she woke up hungover in a van being driven by an emotionally fraught Texas. Said friend points out that's a weirdly specific example, and Texas just gives a ... in response.
Mika. Mika. Ooh. Crown Sreya. Ooh, fighting red. That's some cool art.
We'll get to see some interactions between the two of them later on. I think you'll enjoy them.
Based off the lighting in this room, I actually can get a better look at the card by looking over at my screen here. Like, oh man, the colors pop way more. We have a Doberman. And, ooh, a rare holofoil Amiya with art
Ooh.
I don't think we've seen yet for an Amiya.
That's also her in-game art. She's special. She gets to have different art.
All the art. Was she?
How many different
the,
arts do we have for her so far?
A lot. I'm going to be non-specific
I
and
want to
just
say
say a lot.
four or five. Was
no, more than that.
Was she one of the? Oh, I'm just talking about in the cards we've looked at so far.
Oh.
Was she one of the characters or one of the original creators? I mean, she's the main. She seems to be the heroine, so I'm assuming she was one of their OCs.
I don't know anything specific about that, but
I guess I should be sleeving
she
the rares.
She gets special treatment
as they appears.
You'll understand more.
Feel nervous putting some of these sleeves on because cards are a little thicker than Magic cards, so they don't go into the sleeves as easily.
Nice.
Oh, shoot. Okay, so the back of the normal cards is red.
I'd have thought they'd all be white, because you don't want cards having different backgrounds or backsides, because then you can kind of tell what they are.
I think that was just the AP cards that were white.
Oh, okay.
So that you don't get them mixed into your normal deck. Also, the super rare one, it didn't show up on camera, but it's like slightly embossed.
So it's got some texture.
Yeah.
That's kind of neat.
Something I like about the Japanese games is I think they go way crazier with like different premium finishes than like Magic is willing to do. This was the other Exu we got.
So we get not only opening this stream, we also get sleeving.
Unboxing and a reboxing.
If you think about it, sleeves are just small, transparent boxes, aren't they?
Indeed. It's always amusing to me when like non-gamers encounter card sleeves. They're just
If
like,
they
what?
played, they'd understand why we have them.
Indeed.
Now,
When they
there's a
started,
friend of mine.
Fantasy Flight started making them for like all their games in general too.
A friend of mine has a board game. Which board game isn't really important, but it's got multiple additional decks that are used and to help you play it. And there's like an action deck, and there's like a political deck, stuff like that. And these can have like upwards of 80 cards each or more. And they're also non-standard size. But yet he went and sleeved all of them, and he sleeved like over 1,000 cards for this board game.
Dedication.
I'm like, that's dedication to the cause, yeah.
I understand that.
I gotta admit, it they don't get dirty and gross.
Yeah.
If it has this nice texture to them, it's like nice.
Well, and like
it's a
if
good
they're
board
not
game too.
If they're not because like some card games will print on like linen stock, which is what like think traditional playing cards, so like it's got a bit of durability to it. Those cards will still get, scratched up, but like it's less of an issue than the ones that get printed on more like TCG stock. It's more like a smooth finish. All right. We have Uaya?
Swire.
Wire. Not a squire, a swire.
Looking kind of edgy. I'm sensing some JoJo-esque vibes from this particular pose. Maybe it's the hat.
I like the hat.
Very weird because that's not her personality at all.
She's not a Joseph.
Oh.
Hey,
This guy.
This guy. He's even making.
Look at you. You only cost 0 points. You only have 1,000 battle points.
He's making the face.
Mephisto. Doctor.
Let's see. Kuro Animatic says, I think Kamiya has 5 base arts and 4 skins, which sounds about right.
Yeah, because we've seen about 5 alt arts for her through out the cards right now, so
some of them are from little splashes inside the cutscenes and such as well.
Chen again. We haven't gotten too many duplicates so far, which is nice. Hey,
girls here.
Texas. Everyone's second favorite wolf girl.
We got to keep this stream civil, so we'll just let bygones be bygones. Okay, water to the bridge and all that.
All right, let's see what Texas does here. And let's see. This is an uncommon Texas. All right. Oh, I gotta read this. Her ability is called Step. Step. 運の移動。フェーズにフロントラインからエナジーライン移動できる。Oh, it looks like she can bounce back and forth between your front line and your energy line, so I guess she's flexible.
And she's a vanguard after all.
Oh, that makes sense then. I'm guessing this is like the energy they provide in the energy line, because I've noticed some cards have one and some have two.
There's different colors.
Yeah, so I'm guessing it looks like you probably have looks like you max out at like 3 action points to spend on their actions, and then I'm guessing their cost here is based off of like how many of your characters you have in your energy line. So that's why you can't run like a 4-color deck easily, because you got to have cheap characters, like 0-cost characters of the color, to be able to bring out higher cost characters of the same color.
Sounds like a reasonable guess to me.
We got Skull Shredder again, uncommon version.
This time with 2 guns. Whoa.
Dual wielding
twice as many
grenade
skulls.
launchers. Oh boy.
Thank goodness it's in Japanese, which I'm going to pretend I can't read right now. Oh, ooh.
So yeah, as you can see, they've opened a Twitter branch on Terra.
And we have
more Chen.
Another rare Chen. I'm glad that like they're using these other arts that have backgrounds, because I have to say, at least in this lighting, the mostly darkly, I'm putting on my design analysis hat for a minute. They should have chosen a lighter background for these ones, where they're taking like the original operator art and just kind of slapping a background on.
Fun fact, most of the operator art is on a light background in game.
There's
Really
some
makes you
wisdom.
think.
There's some wisdom to that.
They thought real hard and long about how to do that kind of UI stuff.
And then completely ignored it for the card game.
I mean, the card game is made by somebody else, so you can't blame them for that.
Fair.
But yeah, with this game's color set, a lot of the characters have a lot of the characters have darker color schemes. There's a lot more gray and black on clothes, especially.
Yeah, well, and you can see for the booster pack they realized it, right? Like
they kind of make Amiya pop on the front, right? You can tell, she's got them big floppers.
Yeah,
so,
they just should have done this white hexagonal. Everyone loves white hexagonal backgrounds, all right? Like, we built a whole sport around the concept. Then added some black pentagons, but...
And then our cousins across the pond started calling it football for some reason.
Well, it's not played on horseback, so...
It's the foot.
We have Umijiki.
Okay. Mizuki. That's the other fellow's wife.
The furry's wife?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have Frost Nova.
Hey.
She's standing there looking pretty cool.
We have Blaze, common version.
What is she implying with this look here?
Are you seriously out of lager?
She's like, Doctor, where's the alcohol?
Coffee.
We have spicy candy. Spicy candy. Oh,
this is extremely plot relevant. Do not forget.
All right.
I'm kidding, but you will see the spicy candy at some point. Right. I'm surprised to see it here, though.
Spicy candy. Ooh. Patriot.
This guy's badass.
Please tell me he works for me.
You'll find out.
All right. I have noticed most of the bad guy cards are yellow. Oh wait, here.
This we could do probably some lengthy analysis on some of the other characters at some other point, but this is one of my favorite designs.
It's got a cool mace, cool shield. I love the way that X design is done. And he's got like, I love the juxtaposition of like the robot skull with the branch antlers or branchlers.
Yeah, we know there are people with horns in this setting, so
Right. This is, yeah. See, if the background made this pop more, this would be.
this would look better on the lighter background for sure.
It really would. Ooh, we have Oshiguma.
Yep.
Kind of spider lady.
Oni actually.
Or oh yeah. Gumo. Gumo is spider, not Guma.
I think what was it? Isn't it like Star Bear or something like that? Is what that translates to?
Hoshiguma.
Hoshikuma,
Yeah.
Hoshiguma,
Actually, yeah,
something like that.
would. Frost.
So I'm learning.
Another Frost Nova. Right, the glare spot is like right there. So I hold it here. Another Frost Nova, uncommon type, and the rare is Lullaby. Spelled
Ooh.
as in like goodbye. I will not try and guess which character this is.
So just cover that up.
This is a surprise tool that will help us later.
The good is that that's a shot that's vague enough that that could be like 10 different characters.
It's the character
So-
with the animal ears.
I know, right? It's like so that one's actually not as much of a spoiler as you'd think, just because you can't really tell who that is. Like if you know, but you don't, so you don't.
And by
As
the
they
time
say.
you see it, it'll be too late.
As they say, you only know what you know, and you don't know what you don't know. Actually, don't remember who says that, but somebody said that once.
I've
That sounds like a Yogi
definitely
Berra
said
quote.
that. Career animatics, same. That's what I was enjoying during the design analysis, was seeing all the cool variations on the military uniforms. Oh, we have another reunion goon, or a reunion, if you will.
Oh
Another
man,
monitor. Oh man, this dude costs 7. Oh,
he's a big boy.
Yep. Impact 1. Oh yeah, okay, so impact is basically trample, like looks like even if he's blocked, he deals 1 damage. So neural counters monitor. Chen, or not Chen.
I get a very
9.
very bright glare there.
Oh, there. All right. Got another goon, another monitor, another 9. An event of some kind. Ronmen Konoe Kyoku. Another spoilery looking event. Some kind of world tree.
Ooh, I think I recognize this one.
Says meltdown.
Just move on. Trust me on this. Move on.
Another Texas. A different
Yay.
Texas.
Hey,
She's just standing there looking cool.
W. They didn't even write Visadel.
W.
W. W.
W.
Ooh,
More. Oh, you got a rare one.
a rare dub. A rare dub for Miliardo. Nice. This character attacks. で、ブロックされなかったとき。if the が2枚になるよ。カードでもよい。I think when she gets blocked, you get to lock at the top 2 cards of your deck and draw one. Trying really hard. The foiling goes all the way to the edge, which means it's become super noticeable if you nick the edge at all. Perhaps I should choose a hobby besides luxury cardboard.
Yeah, it's a struggle when all the hobbies are expensive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or fragile, or both.
Well, give it 5 years
it
and we'll
really
be able
does.
to just print all the cards or models we could ever want.
Oh, I mean, you can already do that with cards easily enough. Just goes to show though, like these things really should be like enjoyed as games and not as investment vehicles.
Only more people thought that way.
Yeah.
I mean, for goodness sakes, the dollar store, there's a chain of dollar stores in Japan called Daiso. Daiso sells their own, JTCG for $1 a deck, for 100 yen a deck. So for like 60 cents a deck. Is it super complex and deep? No, but like the cardboard is literally that cheap.
If it's a fun game to play, it's a fun game to play.
All right, have.
All
Oh,
right,
okay.
next
So now that
path.
I've seen Patriot, all right, this is Patriot. This is somebody else.
Yes.
Right, another gray throat. Furry. Ooh,
Penguin Ensemble.
Penguin Enterprises, I think. Penguin
Logistics.
Penguin Cubine. Fellas. It may also just be that the artwork is darker because it was designed for a mobile game where it's going to be presented to you on a backlit screen. And it looks like they may just be like taking it as is without doing any kind of like color or lighting alteration for the card game. Or maybe it's just the lighting in this room is too warm. Oh no. Oh wait. Okay, this isn't a spoiler. We've seen
this one. Yeah. The first cutscene, actually. Pulling the doxicle out of the fridge.
Oh, it's called Take My Hand. Take My Hands.
I love that word, doxicle.
Doxicle.
You got a very distressed looking donkey right there.
Hand holding in my children's card game.
How lewd. We've like skipped straight to second base.
Watashi no te o nigete. Take my hand, doctor. Ooh, an uncommon Franca.
Oh, it's Frank.
Vanity shot. And ooh.
Whoa! Oh, you got the Super Blaze.
That does look valuable.
That's cool. It's a signed card. You got her autograph.
That's neat. All right, this one is very carefully going into a sleeve now. This is a super rare with 2 stars after the super rare marking.
That's how you know it's really rare.
Very, very carefully go into the sleeve. You know, when I was at the store picking up sleeves, I was like, I wonder if I should get like an extra hard case in case I pull something really cool.
And what do you know?
I didn't,
What
and I did.
what a price to pay.
Also, this may be one of the first of these opened. Possibly the first one opened on stream, at least.
World record first, chat. You saw it here.
All right, let's just admire this for a minute.
You ever listen to the Weird Al song "Lame Claim to Fame"?
No, but is this that?
It's stuff like, "I once had dinner with a man who got an autograph from John Wayne."
This is also a unique new art. So,
Oh, really?
I don't recognize. This is definitely not from in-game.
Yeah, because it's definitely like you can tell the artist. Here, all right, design analysis hat back on. Like the way it fits with the card layout, and it's perfectly spaced to allow for like the name and the signature here across this. Yeah, I think this may be card game original.
It's pretty neat looking.
It looks like it's made for the card rather than adapted to it. Yeah.
That's cool.
You've kind of got her face like smack center in the middle.
Yeah.
She is happy
and
because
look,
she found out that they just got a new shipment of whiskey.
Look, this has the white hexagonal background, and it looks awesome.
Validating our previous points.
Oh, and it's got the embossing.
Question. Can Blaze really be considered an alcoholic if she can't get drunk?
Oh, she definitely can. She just doesn't get as drunk as everybody else, I think.
Oh.
She metabolizes it off faster because her body temperature is so high. I believe that's true.
I don't have her unlocked, so I can't actually look up that stuff.
See, I'm trying in my head to separate like years worth of memes from like what's actually like official. It gets a bit jumbled up in there.
In the Arknights official cooking manga,
oh yeah, we have that.
Somebody passes her in the hallway and notes that she reeks of booze. But she doesn't appear to be very impaired.
She's part of the ship's. Well, I wouldn't say Alcoholics Anonymous, but you know,
they're not anonymous about it.
It's weird as it seems like a lot of the cats are the ones that do that more.
They are from England, so it would make sense.
All right. We have a common star bear.
I'm sorry, what?
Hoshiguma.
I did not put 2 and 2 together until just now.
Does that translation make sense for her character?
Well, she is very tall. She's like 6'2" or something like that.
A Misha.
Yeah, her.
A little bear.
So,
small sassy child.
Fun bit of trivia. This is something that everybody screws up with Russian. Misha is a male's given name, normally. It's a derivative of Michael. The female version of it is Michaela. But Misha would be a female name anywhere else because it ends with an A. So most people use that for a female character, which is what Arknights has done.
So it would have been Michaela, perhaps, if you were to pronounce it in English.
Interesting. Well, yeah, because Misha, wait, why is that? That name does sound familiar. Was he that actor in Supernatural?
Was that a TV show?
That's out of my wheelhouse.
Anyhow, okay, so this is a lady type Misha. We have another Liskarm.
Hey,
Got some extra pointy horns in that picture.
I love the Voivod designs in this game.
And another Penguin Logistics. Oh, and an uncommon
more
Misha.
More Misha. That's a new art, I think.
I don't think we've seen that one.
Or at least I don't think that originates from in-game. I don't know. Someone correct me if I'm wrong there, but I don't recognize this.
This one is well suited to trading card game.
Light background being the, what's that outside? Maybe like snow or something?
And it looks like a reflection in the window. Yeah, then snow in the other window, which is also cracked. Hand holding.
Toxical.
Oh, lewd. Sanity pots.
Sanity pots. And
Ooh.
soul,
That's an ensemble cast.
Soul burst and foil.
I don't think I've seen
That looks
that
cool
art
with
yet.
the reflection on there.
It does. They foiled it. They foiled it very nicely. Like they're not. Yeah, like they're spot foiling it in parts. So like, because they can do foiling where you basically just like stick a foil sheet over the whole card. Come on, focus. Focus on the right thing.
I think I can kind of see what you mean there, yeah.
But like, yeah, so look at Amiya's hand. The energy ball is foiled. Her hand flash is not.
That's cool.
And you can see with other characters too, like certain bits are foiled and certain bits are left matte.
So there's some effort put into this.
There is.
I always like to see that.
It's nice that it's not just a throwaway cash grab sort of thing.
It's the little touches that count, you know?
Yeah, I think the Japanese are way ahead when it comes to like foil and premium treatments on their cards.
So basically, you're saying we need a StarCraft 2 Pro League situation, but for TCGs.
Please elaborate.
Okay, so you know what StarCraft 2 is.
Yes.
Never heard of it.
And there is a pro scene for it. Actually, really, StarCraft 2 was the one that popularized esports with Brood War. The thing is, Blizzard stopped developing StarCraft 2 quite a while ago, several years at this point. So it was figured that the Pro League would eventually just go away because the company stopped supporting that esports scene in, 2019 or something?
It was around that time frame, yeah. So that meant no more official Blizzard-sanctioned events.
Also, that was what ruined Blizzard games. They tried to make everything into an esports scene. Victims of their own success in that regard, but that's a different tangent entirely. Basically, the same thing happened with StarCraft that is apparently happening with boxing, which is this one specific Saudi prince really liked it, so he personally decided to continue supporting it. And boxing.
And boxing. Yeah, there's
different princes, but...
Well, you have enough money, you can kind of do these sorts of things. It's like, oh, let me just sponsor a pro league.
Since there are like 5,000 Arab princes and they all have more money than sense and nothing else to do with their time, apparently a lot of them have decided to just become patrons of whatever art they want. Which...
I actually can't fault them for that.
Yeah, that's what a prince should be doing,
I mean, if I had, that's what I'd do.
So anyways, this guy goes and gets the StarCraft thing going, doesn't he?
Yeah, he basically, this one Saudi prince is just providing cash prizes for the pro players and supporting the scene enough for tournaments to continue because he likes watching that stuff.
Ooh, Exu.
Got Exu with some new to the game art. Classic
it's actually her base art, but yes.
So I'm coming to the conclusion that...
we have Common Texas.
And...
I think this is in the midst of a penguin party.
Is that Sora in the background?
I think so. I feel like I've seen this art piece.
We have a common dub.
A very smug dub.
Look at that smoog face.
Do you think she's thinking happy thoughts? Or like explodey
For
thoughts?
certain values of
I
happy.
consider those to be one and the same, so yes.
For her, yes.
To quote my friend from years ago, violence is like an emotion for Batman. It's the closest thing he has to happiness.
Yes.
I think that works for W.
Oh.
Anyway,
another
as far as the art
comment.
stuff goes, as we can see, publicly traded corporations will eventually go down to the lowest common denominator. If you've got one demented person in charge, you'll at least get something out of it.
So rather than may your hobbies become mainstream, may your hobbies attract the interest of a Saudi prince.
Yep.
That would actually be, yeah, that'd be like the opposite.
Yeah.
All right, another Patriot, another Hoshiguma, and
Wait, could you go back to the Hoshiguma?
yeah.
Is that... Okay. Yeah, I recognize
She's
that
just
art.
hanging out. She's got some swords or something.
We have Lungmen City herself.
Yep.
Look at all
See,
those
the
men.
problem with a lot of
Fantasy
games
Hong
these
Kong.
days is that they're not made by the people who play them.
Hmm.
In a lot of cases, they're not made by people who play video games, period.
I think I've brought that up before on some of the previous, at least the design analysis ones as well. You can definitely tell that the people who, at least on the Arknights side of things, it's a passion project for sure. There's just way too much detail, and stuff's planned out way too far in advance for it to be something that they stumble into.
And here's the rare. Oil Frostmourne.
Nova.
Yeah, no points for guessing what her superpowers are.
I'm thinking commune with plants.
Got it in one. How does he keep doing this?
Written all over her face.
We've actually still got a number of packs left, don't we? This is
we do.
a bigger box than I was expecting.
I know.
Her superpowers are spicy cinnamon candy. That's from the chat.
Is she the one that makes the spicy candy? Or the one who eats the spicy candy?
You'll find out. Someday.
All right.
Also, just on the Arknights thing, I mentioned Code of Brawl earlier. So there are side stories. You unlock them with a... What's it called? What is that resource called?
Are you talking about those film reels?
No, that's the intelligence thing. I'm talking about side stories. Because you and I have both unlocked them.
I don't think I ever had to unlock them. I think they were just there for me. My account's too old.
I pull it up.
Here comes Grandpa. Yeah, back in my day, we didn't have to unlock side stories.
Back in my
And it was
day,
all in black and white,
we had
too.
to dodge the snow
we liked it.
debris whenever we went to school uphill both ways.
You know, I have actually met people who had to go uphill both ways to school on account of they lived on one side of a valley and the school was on the other side.
Was Scout?
Scout.
Why is that one in Romanji?
I don't know.
It
His
seems to be a
name's
bit.
Scout. He's American.
I think Ace was also in.
Ace was in English as well.
Yeah.
Ore wa Scout des yo.
It's a bit schizophrenic.
Boo.
I deserve it. Okay, there's a thing called event crystals that you
is that what those
unlock.
meant?
Yep,
Oh.
you unlock those every week. So even if you're not playing the game, it would be a good idea to log in and just unlock a story.
Have uncommon Doberman.
Oh, bum.
We have
Ooh,
yet
that's
another piece of art for Amiya.
Nice.
I think this was like a promo art for the game back in the olden days.
A piece of art for reunion mobment.
That's a
And ooh,
repeat.
Oh, and
a
a
rare foil
unrare
blaze.
blaze.
And Blaze.
Things are heating up.
Yeah, they've spot foiled this one as well.
What do we say about light backgrounds?
They work so much better than. That's the worst part, is it's a generic background that they clearly made for the game. So like, did nobody feel like, actually, you know what, if it's made by a Japanese company, it's quite possible that no one was like, Mr. Person who outranks me, your design does not look good.
They're like, a Daijobu.
Oh, daijou. Shogunai ne.
Wait. Is,
So,
that's okay. So this is hilarious. You know how oropathy causes crystallization on the skin sometimes?
yeah.
So we've been told.
Most of Blaze's are on her butt.
Are they really?
Operator Blaze has clear signs of infection with crystals deposited mainly on the trunk, perhaps due to blood circulation.
Were you reading that?
Wait, wouldn't the trunk on a human refer more to their torso?
Except that we can actually see her torso in some of the art, and there are no crystals there.
Hmm.
Where are you reading that?
Alright, so she has oropathy stretch marks.
Under the file.
Oh, is that in game?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that at all.
We have
On
more
the clinical analysis where they talk about oropathy.
Oh, that's
cute
funny.
Exu
Okay.
art.
Exu, who is this mysterious character to the right?
Who could that be?
Also, rare artwork of Lappy not being a schizophrenic weirdo.
I didn't even realize that was Lappy till you pointed it out.
She's the one holding the controller. They're playing a video game.
She
Wait,
appears
is
to be
this-
losing
hang on,
based
hang
on
on.
the.
Is this the other portion of that artwork?
Yes,
from,
it is.
Or, okay.
It's the other half. So you've got Texas looking there, disinterested. Sora's holding the food, I guess.
While everyone else is playing Smash Brothers.
I mean, if you actually read Lappy's PR or HR file, she apparently plays nice White on Rhodes Island and doesn't bug Texas a lot because she likes Texas playing hard to get.
We have a common Crown Slayer here. Oh, another Exu.
Or Exu.
Oh,
Yep,
yeah,
that's the
so
other
here
half.
we go. Here we go. So they just zoomed in on the artwork here.
Yeah, just
Basically
about there.
like that.
You can even line the couch up.
Enhance.
Cool.
Neat. Ooh. I don't
Fourth
think
rank.
we've seen this Franca art before.
I think we did.
Did we see this? Oh
I'm
yeah,
pretty
this
sure
is
we did.
this is the uncommon one. We have an uncommon Misha, some new art here,
A lot of Misha.
and another Frost Nova, and a
Ooh,
Suwaya.
Yeah, she's doing the
She has
Petito
got-
hairstyle. Like,
has
How
got
long do you think
amazing
it
twin
takes?
tails.
How long do you think it takes to get that effect on hair?
oh, she wouldn't know. She's got she's rich, by the way. She's like extremely rich.
Loaded.
So
You'd
she
need like
has her maids do it for her.
would you need like you're like going to sleep with hair curlers like the size of
She probably has a special bed
I don't know,
coffin
grab
thing.
like a javelin missile tube or something and wrap your hair around it before you go to sleep.
It's giant curling irons. She's rich enough to have
That
that.
is the
So.
most bootleg curling I've ever heard of.
Oh, that's for out in the field purposes.
Grab 2 expendable anti-tank.
Helldiver's twin tails.
It's like up, left, right,
When they get real
left,
desperate
up,
for
right. I
war
think.
bond ideas and they decide to do the anime stereotypes, war bond.
I know that people have already modded like weird anime skins into Helldivers. So
Unsurprising.
Put some JoJo pose emotes in there.
I'm actually surprised they haven't done that yet. Because you'd think that'd be like, okay, let's get the meme factor in here, right?
Hmm.
Of course, there's also no emotes for flossing, but you know.
Let us pray they are never added.
All
Dude,
right.
I want to floss on a Charger's corpse. You don't understand.
We got the common W.
Why are you like this?
I'm a force of chaos.
Texas.
Like
Actually-
W.
No, perhaps a better question is, how did
Oh.
you become like this?
New Kelsey
Terminal
art.
Online. Hey, Kelsey. Is she like not pissed in this photo? Wow.
She actually looks like
Is she maybe smiling? Is she smiling? I can't
she's
tell.
almost smiling.
It looks kind of like RBF.
Oh, no, that's her
I
normal
was
face.
gonna say this. She actually looks sort of happy in this one.
She looks vaguely pleasant, and that's unusual.
It's kind of hard to tell.
Oh, we got common Tallulah.
We've seen this one before.
Oh yeah, they actually that was the ensemble shot at the end of Chapter 0.
Yep.
Everyone had to do their edgy anime pose and stand there and look cool.
Ooh, I don't think we've seen this Liskarm yet.
Is that from Babel? Oh, is that where that was? Okay.
You know, now I'm just picturing some group of villains in a story, and then the leader's like, "Okay, everyone, get together. It's time for the edgy group ensemble shot." Vader,
Reunion almost would do that. Actually, hang on. Let's do. Oh, might I intercede?
Did I not look closely at this art?
No. That one's fine. Bring back Liskarm for a second here. If we were to put on our design analysis hats for like 15 seconds, what do you think she does?
Defender.
What do you think her powers are, as so to speak?
She
Ask a question.
can redeploy, or not redeploy, but like she can move, she can fly, she's a defender that can block drones.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that, but
is an
she actually
interesting guess.
she can actually shoot drones because she has a Glock. But
Oh yeah, okay, yes, she does also just have the most powerful spell of all.
interesting theory. She's got them lightning zappy powers.
Oh, okay, those are not wings, just lightning bolts.
They're meant to look like wings because it looks cool. But yes. So she actually can static shock you. She gives you a handshake.
Oh yeah, let's see what her ability in this game is. Rokuji. Her frontline, molto.
That's also a very dangerous miniskirt to be wearing in a war zone. She must go to the Roy Mustang School of Uniform Design.
Or she narrowly escaped a Nikki Goddess of Victory audition and wound up in Arknights instead.
I think
Narrowly
she predates
escaped
that.
the fate worse
She's wearing too many clothes for that.
I like the like burst of cross energy on her shield.
So the fun fact is, I think she was inspired by the operator Blitz from Rainbow Six Siege.
Which would make sense because Blitz is actually in the game.
Blitz is also in Arknights because they had a collab. But yes, they actually have the same shield.
Rainbow Six Siege. That game actually irritates me because.
Well, let's not trigger too many bad memories.
No. The thing is, it's good memories, but like Overwatch and Heroes of the Storm, it eventually got ruined by power creep and heroes being added that just completely invalidate the core roster.
That's an interesting artwork.
Yeah, I
don't recognize this one.
And also the problem of sweaty tryhards who just insta kill you from across the map.
Super rare shit.
Hi, Chin. I think that might be a new artwork.
So it looks like for the super rare cards,
I don't recognize it.
You get the embossing, and you also get like their faction down the left side because that we got.
Does she have her signature?
No,
Tactical
because
hot
this
tanks.
isn't the start.
Oh, it's
one,
not the super. Okay, right.
but you do get full art. That's cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, and you're right
Let's
about
see-
that.
Yeah, are you able to see
reflecty
the
stuff.
embossing at all?
That's
A
really
little bit. Yeah, they even did the thing where she herself is not reflective. So now that you've mentioned that, I'm never gonna be able to unsee it. I hope you're happy.
See what?
Spot foiling.
Oh.
No.
So Chen's jacket, for instance, and I think her skin is not reflective.
Ah.
Is the sword reflective? I can't tell. It might be. Yeah, it
think
is
the
actually. The
swords
sheath
reflect.
itself is
the sword
is flashy. That's a cool. That's such a cool effect.
Speaking of games that got ruined by people being too good, do you know if the servers for Depth are still?
Oh, they're
can
down.
you still play that game?
You can boot it up, but like nobody plays it anymore.
Well, I was thinking if you could get a group of 6 people together.
Oh, you can still do privates for sure.
Is that the one where you play as the shark?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
We'll talk about that one later. I have a lot to say about it, and I don't want to derail the stream. We're here to look at animes on pieces of cardboard.
Isn't part of our charm that we derail ourselves?
Self-derailing train is
so.
not a feature that you sell. Okay.
Well, it depends who you're selling it to. Not to the passengers,
suppose.
certainly, but to the train spotters, maybe.
So we're like those people who make washing machines that break after like a year.
No, that's just shoddy manufacture.
Yeah, there's no
This
spectacle
is-
in that.
Yeah, no, we make washing machines that will violently self-destruct in a fireball at random intervals.
But they also wash clothes occasionally.
Most of the time.
Perchance.
You can't just say perchance.
Watch me.
Oh, Blaze.
Oh, I love that paper.
Blaze
point
after
is,
she goes
with-
to tap in the Rhodes Island Cantina and just a couple of drops comes
all
out.
of the shenanigans, like, he's actually making a point in there.
It's artistic, okay?
Where he's like, for Mario who can respawn, like, death is just another tax he can pay.
Yes,
What a
but
price
then
to pay.
But then he goes with he is a 1%er of another kind, the life kind.
More precision.
What does that even mean?
Perchance.
If you're very confused, chat, there's a copy pasta.
And yet, for a man who can purchase lives with money, a life becomes a mere store of value. I can do a dramatic reading of that, but some other time.
Well, it's like the Final Fantasy.
Maybe I should
Tactics
pull
line.
that up at the end of the stream and do a dramatic reading. Still.
Oh, we should totally do that.
About.
Oh boy.
There's Cal. Oh wow! Again, she's looking vaguely pleasant. That's so out of character. It's funny when she's like distracted in her own little world.
Hitherto unknown knowledge.
Yeah, when she's like in her own space doing her own thing, she occasionally even cracks a grin.
We have an uncommon doctor with Amiya.
We've seen this one.
Get this small sassy child away from me.
Chen?
I knew that's a new Chen.
I don't think we've seen this Chen before.
Striking a dramatic pose. Again, light background. Look at how much the better that works.
Right? That's a cool
game designers, take note.
Contrast light and dark.
So you think she gets up every day and she like puts all those straps on? Like that's at least 4 separate bands.
Or are they built onto the shirt?
Well, she's still got to get it on,
It could be like a tactical rig sort of thing where
That's
all
what I'm
4
thinking.
just link to the same thing.
Ooh, Jessica.
We have a rare Jessica.
Sad cat.
Is that taken
Faction
from some
BSW. Black Steel Worldwide. So, fun little trivia fact: her and Franka and Lisgarm are coworkers.
Also, I like how all the rares are foil. It's fun.
It looks like they put some serious effort into the game.
Oh, is this the last one?
The last two. Which one?
Last two. Oh.
Which one should we open second to last?
Left.
The lefts have it.
Democracy in action.
Second to last.
This is Democracy Manifest.
Your
What?
fellow divers rage against autocracy.
What is the charge?
Will you join them, Helldiver?
Liberty is under attack. We must defend it at all costs.
I want to be a democracy officer when I grow up. That would be fun. I got a cool cave. I just have to stand there.
Imagine what the job posting for democracy officer would be.
We have
And then there's that. Oh, hey, lizards.
new list.
Applicants must demonstrate an unflinching adherence to democracy.
Exu. Crown Slayer. Spicy Candy.
Andy.
Ooh.
Margaret.
Carol. Wow.
Mags.
Peggy. Another Lungman dollar. Ooh, Pritz.
Ooh, that's new.
Actually, how do they write this in Japanese? It's very tiny. No, they sell it Yaru TS.
Oh, so they are doing it
Oh, they just say
letter-wise.
PRTS.
I'm not sure if the Japanese have the same sounding out acronyms thing that
Ooh.
English does.
A super rare Tallulah.
Oh, that's neat.
Ooh.
That also doesn't look familiar to me artwork-wise. That might be new.
Yeah,
no,
the hand
no points for
position-
guessing her superpowers.
Is it fire?
Yeah, like she's actually kind of our Roy Mustang, power-wise. She doesn't snap though. She's not as cool as Roy. No one is.
Everyone knows that Roy Mustang is coolest.
Roy the idea versus Roy the state alchemist. I'll stop.
Ugh.
But for a man
When he
who
goes
can
out to
just
fight
generate
homunculi, he
fire,
knows that he may die.
he's just another
But
one
for a man who can
percenter.
perform human transmutation,
Ugh.
this is how our gaming sessions go, Joe. By the way, chat. It's just nothing but stupid tangent after stupid joke.
Perchance,
Well,
in ad nauseam.
Edward Elric, there is a way you could get your bodies back.
Perchance.
Perchance. Except that's using perchance the right way, so it doesn't count.
Or imagine, they do the human transmutation, and then someone's just standing in the background. It's like, what a price to pay.
Oh.
I mean, that's kind of what truth tells them.
That is what truth does.
Door
Ugh.
of truth slams shut behind him, and the truth's just like, what a price to pay. All
Yeah,
right,
this is what
here we
happens
are.
when we only have to devote about 30% of our thoughts to the task at hand. The
Model
remaining
pack.
70% just goes down rabbit holes.
Or Amia holes, as it were. Wait, no, that sounds weird. Never mind, take that back. Feel free to mute me.
Moving on.
Mea culpa.
Somebody launch a tangent. Launch one now.
Quick,
Uh,
counter tangent.
Oh,
The
question
Rainbow
is-
Six Siege got ruined by people who were just too good at the game,
Oh, yeah.
which left those of us who are decently good and have a grasp of the mechanics, but we lose because we can't land a headshot from across the map with a pistol.
Is this new?
It's
Omni
funny,
art?
similar. Ooh, that might be a duo. I don't recognize it. Same thing happened with Splatoon, believe it or not.
Oh, I can believe it. Well,
Meteor,
yeah,
right?
that's the problem. Every
Every
game,
game.
heck, Fall Guys had this problem
That's funny.
where people just figure out how to win at every single mini game. So there's not really
Players
any
optimize the fun out of the game.
Super Smash Brothers.
Hey, Smash Bros is weird. If you have the right settings, it gets weird. Hey, it's new.
Ooh.
Is that Originium?
This is Originium no Kakera. Oh, interesting. So they actually give Originium its own kanji.
Huh.
And ooh, super rare
Ooh.
Amiya to finish the
Super
box.
Donkey.
And
Very nice.
that's a new design.
That's actually the one on the box of the trading card box.
So it is.
So how do we feel about the light blue background on this? Because
I think that works.
Yeah,
It's better than black.
holding it in
Sure.
person, it works.
Okay. Might just be the
Well,
camera
there's
then.
also there's some blue lights on this camera. I'm not sure why, actually. Because if I were actually using this for webcam purposes, I don't know that I would want that blue light on my face.
Huh.
Well, I can vaguely tell that there are lights in your hotel room. You've
There's
doxed yourself.
one light.
Your plans are undone, fool.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
And let's see if there's anything else hiding in the bottom of the box. Nope.
No bonus goodies.
No bonus goodies. I was kind of wondering if there were going to be some like some alt art action point cards or something, but I guess that's for the secondary market and artists to come up with.
I think it actually makes sense from a design perspective to just have one card for the action points.
Were you here earlier when I was talking about why I like action point style cards?
I don't think he was.
No, I think I was still getting
It's
coffee.
precisely because it gives you a vehicle in your game to produce a bunch of cards that are solely desirable because you put cool artwork on them. It becomes a part of the game people can really customize. If it's like, hey, you have 3 action point cards, it doesn't really matter what the backings look like because we all know that they're action point cards. So like, go ham on like accessorizing basically with your action point cards.
That also makes sense.
We likened it to the full art lands in Magic, and how, given the way Magic works, you can always use any land, especially at least the basic lands, because they've been in print for the game's entire history. So you can use any land of that color that's ever been printed, and it's legit for legality purposes.
Right.
So you can happily show off your like 1990s vintage like land set if you want to.
So, what shall we get drinks made of tomorrow? I think I saw Blaze was requested, and we have
We definitely want to do Blaze. Well, you
several
want to do
Blaze
Blaze.
options. Have
Maybe, well, Tallulah.
I could do the one with Tallulah. I think you should get an Amiya one as well.
I wonder what a Frost Nova
Lua,
drink would be.
Amiya, Blaze. The guy typically goes off like the art and the vibe of the card, so that's why I like these full arts because they give him a lot to work with, especially if he's unfamiliar with the characters.
I was suggesting. Huh.
Hmm.
Amiya. Man, that looks so cool.
That is a cool card.
I dare say it's actually a pretty hot card, but you know.
I was about to say a cool card for a cool cat, but
Perchance.
perchance.
Best friendo.
All right, let's see. And
It is kind of funny that Blaze just exudes big sister energy and Granny exudes little sister energy.
oh, I'm surprised we didn't see Granny in here.
Granted, I don't think she's in the set. There's actually a couple other characters that are interesting. I think this is really focusing on the core Rhodes cast.
Yeah.
And the core reunion cast.
Yeah,
This seems to be drawing from the first, like,
that would be
chapters.
the natural, like, other sets would probably go into some of the other characters.
Yeah, especially given how we're seeing the same characters at all levels of rarity.
Yeah,
It's
so you'll
like
see a bunch
it's
of
not like they
repeats.
ran out of characters.
Yeah, we did not see Closure. That's actually an interesting point. I'm surprised we didn't see her.
Well,
she
she
is part
doesn't
of
really.
Rhodes' core staff.
Yeah, but she doesn't really show up in the story.
She would be like a really good tech card, like, oh, I'm gonna draw an extra card. I don't know, something like that.
I do find
we
it kind of
we
funny
got
that,
the candy as a card. So I'm like, yeah, we could get Closure in here.
yeah, I do find it funny that Closure's drones have decorative bat wings. Yes, I am a vampire. How could you tell?
Interesting. This card box actually has a separate slot here for. It's too thin to hold a sideboard, so presumably it is for either your commander or more likely your action point style cards.
As soon as you bring
no.
sleeves to sleeve them all.
Blade Crustacean says Closure as Pot of Greed would be fantastic.
I activate Pot of Closure.
Which allows me to draw 2 cards from my deck. Why would you ever not have that in your deck?
That's why it's banned.
I activate Pot of Avarice, which allows me to draw 5 cards and then discard 3 and retain 2 of my choosing. Hold on. Stop. That's just a better Pot of Greed.
What? No, it's not. It's completely different.
See, 2 draw is good, like in any card game. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is in particular because there's not a mana system. Just having 2 card up, or really it's 1 card advantage if you think about it when you play the game or play the card, you draw 2, that's net 1. That's a huge advantage in that game because there's not really costs to playing things. You have to sacrifice things for monster summons for the higher rarity ones and some other things like that. But unlike Magic, where I have to tap my mana and I am limited in my number of actions I can take in a given turn.
So we can look at the cool.
So Pot of Greed would be like if I had a Magic card that was 0 mana cost for just draw 2. Even Scry, or what was the one blue? It was part of the Power 9. It's the one that was like 1 blue, you just draw 3 cards.
Oh, Ancestral Recall. Yeah, because
it's
every color needed a
Ancestral Recall.
card. Every color needed a card that cost 1 of that color and let it do 3 of something. You know, white gets Healing Salve, red gets Lightning Bolt, black gets Dark Ritual, green gets Giant Growth, and blue gets Ancestral Recall.
This is back before the Wizards had figured out how to balance their stupid game, but yeah,
This was back when you just had one unhinged mathematician running things.
Yep. Ancestral Recall is like the Pot of Greed of Magic.
What was... Yawgmoth's Bargain. That sounds like a good card.
Yes, that would be a fun one. All right, well that was definitely a fun box to crack open. And I have no idea if this is like a guaranteed 1 per box kind of thing or not, but this felt cool to open, especially with the what does this say in the signature block? Ukoyo no something something koeru. Oh shoot. And like the strands of her hair are embossed. I don't know if that shows up at all, but
Not really.
So that you can feel the texture on them?
I can see the texture on them.
Oh, that's super cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, this will be a fun drink.
If it doesn't have Monster Energy White in it, I'm gonna be very disappointed.
I'll ask for their top shelf Monster Energy.
Wouldn't that just be Monster Energy White?
Yes.
Suppose
I don't
so.
know, that's the only monster I can tolerate.
They're right next to the Radical Skedaddle.
Isn't that stuff basically heart attack in a can?
Let me put it this way. I've had like 2 and racked out immediately because of how late I had stayed up.
Yeah, the one time I ever drank a bang was after I had been driving cross continent for something like 18 hours. So I'm not sure if the hallucinations were caused by that or the sleep deprivation.
The sleep deprivation. At least for me, the negative side effects of bang are if I have it in the morning, then I get bangry in the afternoon.
So fair.
Yeah, I've kind of been off the monster kick for a bit myself. I'm just doing the coffee, 1 cup a day, nothing else.
Which of our many chats did you post the Mario copy pasta in?
That's in the dwarf server. Phil Jameson
Also,
with 2
to
S's.
explain that lore accurate Lovecraft thing I posted, he was described as having a high pitched, almost nasal accent with a Rhodes Island twang. So apparently, HP
like
loves
the
that
state,
sound.
not the anime place.
Yes. Although now I'm picturing HP Lovecraft as an Arknights character.
More
Don't
likely
we
than you
have
might think.
He
more
would
than
be a
one?
cat.
Don't we have more than one like edgy poet that's into like supernatural stuff? I think there's at least one.
So, Kura
This-
Animatics, you will be happy to see we will be drinking Blaze.
And if it was lore accurate, it'd have hot sauce in it too.
All right, here we go. We'll see if I can read this while keeping a straight face.
Oh boy.
All right, let's
All right,
dramatic reading.
We'll put on my best Anakin Skywalker voice.
Oh
You're
no.
reading your thesis to the Jedi Council. That's just mindset.
Today we're going to talk about Mario, the idea, versus Mario, the man. Everyone knows Mario is cool, but who knows what he's thinking? Who knows why he crushes turtles? And why do we think about him as fondly as we think of the mythical, non-existent Dr. Pepper? Perchance. I believe it was Kant who said, experience without theory is blind, but theory without experience is mere intellectual play. Mario exhibits experience by crushing turts all day, but he exhibits theory by saying, let's-a go. Keep it up, baby. When Mario leaves his place of safety to stomp a turdy, he knows that he may die, and yet, for a man who can purchase lives with money, a life becomes a mere store of value, a tax that can be paid for, much as a rich man feels any law with a fine is a price. We think of Mario as a hero, but he is simply a 1%er of a more privileged variety, the life kind. Perchance.
Perchance.
We apologize, chat.
We do not apologize, chat.
We do not apologize.
I apologize.
You just read a Philosophy 101 paper by Phil Jameson's son.
The great philosopher.
It's a midterm paper from February 18th, 2022.
And
With a
I'm
big
unable
fat
to tell
F.
if this is an elaborate troll or if it's genuine. Because
I
I
really
have met
hope it was actually
I
turned in like
believe
this.
it's genuine.
The problem is, both are equally plausible to me because I have met people who would write that paper.
This is the same generation
where
where Skibbity Toilet is popular. Just saying.
Kids these days with their
And there was silence.
zoot suits and their Charleston and mail ordering Chicago typewriters from Sears.
I miss it when we were a real country and we could do that. Yeah, I want my Tom Thompson from Sears in the mail. Here's $500. You know.
Along with my decommissioned P-51.
As an Irishman, I'm legally obligated to like Thompson submachine guns. No, wait. I'm from the other part of Ireland. Forgot about that bit.
So, what would you rate the card packs? You know, overall, as a card kind of guy, what do you think? What are you feeling?
Let's see. Well, I will say, so for having cracked a single box, I do not believe we got any duplicate rares, so that feels cool. Like it was a new actually yeah, because if you don't count like the rare pack that came with the starter deck, no duplicate rares. So that felt good.
Query on that. Is there like guaranteed one rare per box, or is it just complete chance?
Typically it's guaranteed one rare per pack. Let me see if the box actually says like if you're guaranteed any other rarities beyond that in terms of like super rares or whatnot.
So, of this card game set, and I looked this up a bit earlier, there are 6 of these cards in the style of this Blaze one, where it's the special unique art with the signature on it and all that stuff. So there's 6 of those.
And
6
we
of
got
those.
3?
We got we actually
got
picked up one of them.
And then there are 12 super rare type cards.
So like the Tallulah and stuff behind it are of the one rarity lower.
Yeah, so we got
not a bad haul.
2, 3.
There was at least one more back there.
Well, that came from the starter deck. 4. So we got 4 out of the so I guess we have 5 of the 6 super rares.
Wow. With no duplicate.
Don't tempt me to buy another box.
I think the Blaze is the only of the super rares.
Yeah,
because the ones don't have the signature on it.
Awesome ones. Yeah.
So of the second part, the 12, we have 4 of the 12, or you have 4 of the 12, and so on.
Yep. There's 12 of those. Hang on, it's written on the side of the box here. There's 18,
like 35
unique rares, 35 unique.
Yeah, 35 uncommons, 35 commons.
Yeah, how many unique uncommons did we get?
So it makes a whole set of 106 unique cards.
I wonder how it is as an actual game.
I have no idea.
Most JTCGs, I think, since most of them are like forks of Duel Masters, and I'm a fan of Duel Masters, I think a lot of JTCGs are like pick your flavor rules wise. I'd say it probably really comes down to like how well they balance the competitive scene. Let's see. Uncommons. Here, I'm gonna we'll sort the uncommons by color, and then we'll figure out the duplicates from there. And I also noticed we didn't really get anything that was in the starter deck, which makes me wonder if any of the starter deck cards are like exclusive to the starter deck. How the organizing be? Oh, this is taking me back.
Nostalgia trip.
It looks like there are 3 colors in this game.
I do like that they seem to have put effort into this.
So Union Arena is it's a game that's been around for a while that Bandai makes, but it's like generic in the sense that like whatever licenses Bandai owns or can acquire, they can create a Union Arena expansion for.
I like that idea.
There's quite a few Japanese TCGs follow that model. I haven't really seen it done in the West, but I suspect that like the valuable IPs aren't as all conglomerated or easy to get all in one place.
Yeah, it seems like Asia gets a lot more crossovers than America.
I'm wondering if it's because the licensing is easier or because you have like mega corporations like Bandai that are like, we already own these licenses anyway for the toys we're making with them.
I think it's the latter. I was just thinking of Marvel versus Capcom. I think that started as Capcom going, well, we've got all of these different properties, so let's just make a fighting game with everything.
There's yellow minus duplicates. Let's see, I know we have extra long men dollars.
Give it a bit, and you'll be wishing you had those dollars in game as well.
Yep.
That's gonna be a bit of a bottleneck.
Texases. How many different Texases?
I believe the plural is Texai, but I don't know.
Unless it's like Octopus, in which case it would be Texas's.
Exods.
XRAI. That's going to date me.
Sorry,
You never played Rome Total War, did you?
No.
Triarii.
Hastati. The good old days.
Days? One of our mutual friends, Squirrel, there's that challenge of see if the other person can guess the video game by quoting a single line from it.
Well, that's pretty easy for Rome.
Yeah. Well, what I did was, did you ever play Age of Mythology?
I did not, no.
Okay. Then you wouldn't get, but for anyone, chat. Prosithye?
That sounds like something out of an Age game.
All right, let's see.
Yep.
If
Greek
we
worker
have
unit.
35 cards here, we will have found all the uncommons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 23. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. We have found at least one of every uncommon card.
Nice.
I'm not going to count all the commons, but I suspect we probably have one of every common too. So I would say booster distribution wise, the fact that I can see one of every uncommon out of a single box feels pretty good. And I think I saw enough duplicates of the commons that is probably, without knowing the deck building for this game, I suspect that's like what I would want to see. Like you want dupes of your commons typically. And we got pretty good spread of characters as well, so that was good. Whether I'll get around to playing this game is another question entirely, since it's all in Japanese. I could definitely learn my deck, though, if I built it.
Might need to brush up on your Nihongo, huh?
Yeah. Maybe learn
That
the
make it
rules
all
of the game as
Jozu.
well. Let's fish the rares out of here and sleeve those up, too.
All right. Well, I have some chores that I need to do today, so thank you for having me on.
Well, thanks for stopping by. I should probably go to bed soon, too. But, shoot, I could... Yeah, don't tangent me or I'll just end up talking about the Tokusatsu museum I went to today, which could be a whole nother stream unto itself. That's where this mat is from I've been using.
You're tangenting yourself. All right. Well, thank you for having me on.
Later. Thanks for stopping by.
Catch you later.
Take care.
Oh, so well, definitely don't forget to post those mixed drinks. Well, you gotta be careful, right? It's not like you can order like 6 drinks because then you gotta drink them all.
That is the problem with this place. Is like if I don't have somebody to share the drinks with, then it's like, how many of these should I have mixed up? Oh shoot, here we go. This can be our 4th. Here we'll do.
Go,
Like
Margaret.
4 is probably safe if they're spaced out. I think we'll do Blaze, Tallulah, Amiya, and Margaret.
It gives us a nice little bit of a color differential, right? We got some yellow in there, we got some blue, we got some red, some whites, some black.
Oh, the other cool thing he does when he mixes up the drinks is he will choose the shape of the glass as well based off the character.
Ah.
So like when I showed him, I mean, shoot, you can go click through my shorts to actually see the drinks, but you'll notice that based off the character he chose, like the one I didn't get a picture of was my friend got a Wigglytuff card drink, and he chose like a really like fat bottoms tumbler so that it looked like a Wigglytuff.
It fits. So I never evolved my Jigglypuff.
Actually, you know what I had in yellow version that was my team champion and why I hate a particular meme?
It's a Vaporeon.
I had a level 99 Vaporeon that I would sweep the Elite Four with.
Yeah, I think the evolution I ran with for a while was a Jolteon named Pumpkin.
It went back and forth whether Flareon or Vaporeon was my favorite though, because in the card game, the very first Pokemon card I ever got was a Jungle Booster Pack, first edition, and I pulled a Flareon for my rare.
A Flareon, as it were.
Indeed. Perchance.
Perchance.
Oh, that's going to be stuck in my head for a while now.
That's payback for Doxical.
That's still
what goes around comes around, buddy.
Oh, should I sleeve the rest of these before I put them away? Probably. Oh, yeah, I probably should do that while we're chatting. Yeah, the Tokusatsu Archive Center is a whole story on its own.
So, TAC Archives. So is it like I'm guessing this is some kind of museum?
Yeah, so Hideaki Anno was founder / plank holder. He realized that like lots of the Tokusatsu's the Japanese special effects genre, right? Ultraman,
Mhm.
Godzilla, Super Sentai, which got chopped up into Power Rangers. Um, and so like he realized that like a lot of these props and suits from these things like didn't have a good place to get housed after the fact, and would just kind of like get lost or stolen or just degrade over time because they weren't being maintained. So he was like, we should build a place to like keep all this stuff in to preserve it for future generations. So they built the Tokusatsu Archive Center in Sukagawa, which was Eiji Tsuburaya, the creator of Ultraman and the special effects designer for Godzilla, as his hometown.
That's neat.
So it's a, little small warehouse. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere, so to speak. Like taking the bus out there, it's just kind of like, I don't know, imagine like the the outskirts of a suburban area where it's getting more like countryside-ish, and that's just kind of like you're like, yep, there's some houses and there's the warehouse full of tokusatsu stuff and there's some more houses.
Like generic Japanese suburb in the countryside sort of setting.
Yeah,
There's like a vending machine at a bus stop, that kind of thing.
literally the vending machine on the bus stop, and then there's the warehouse.
There is a
And
fun little related tangent, actually. So the Super Sentai in particular. So you said that got turned into Power Rangers, which I am quite familiar with from my childhood days. So it's interesting because something else we were talking about the other day. I don't think it was on stream, but we were looking at that one animation you posted on the other server, which I think was from that Triple Z game.
the cat
I actually
girl.
have a theory that style of animation, which you can actually trace the line of maybe influence / evolution of it from Super Sentai to that.
I believe you.
Because okay, so it starts with the Power Ranger, the Super Sentai back in the day, with the way that they acted. So they act with masks on, right?
Right.
And suits. So it's kind of descendant. I guess it would be Kabuki that it might come from. Whatever predates Super Sentai style of acting.
We'll come
that
back
Japanese
to that because
style.
I also have my thoughts on theater and tokusatsu.
So the way that they move and everything's like these very big gestures, right? And you've got to try to put emotion into acting where the people can't see your face. And this style of where everything's very over the top, I actually no way of proving this. I feel like it had some influence on The Matrix. Although The Matrix could also be just another sort of entry point of evolution, so to speak. Because if you look at The Matrix, which came out in, I think, 99, was the first one. Is that correct?
That sounds right, because Dark City came out in 98.
Yeah. And the way that they did that slow motion effect, like especially when they have the shootout in the entrance of that bank,
Yeah.
They're gonna go find Morpheus or whatever his name was. That was a very heavy inspiration for the stick figure flash animations of the early 2000s. I believe Power Rangers also ties into this. Again, I still need to develop this thought, so if it's a slightly incomplete, mea culpa. But this is the kind of stuff where a certain Monty Ohm cut his teeth. That was the kind of stuff that they were doing on Newgrounds back in the early to mid 2000s. Lots of stick figure flash animations of them doing like fight scenes and stuff. And of course, many, many games. So that, I think, can be traced to that, again, that stuff that they're doing now at Triple Z or whatever. I actually don't even know the game's full name. But yes, that kind of animation, I think, comes from one of its root inspirations is actually Super Sentai. That's just my theory. So, think about it. I'm not going to write a paper on it or anything, but...
I mean, we've set the bar for academic papers in this stream, so...
That's just true. This is actually a research stream. They didn't know it. They thought we were looking at cards only. Well, there's so much more to it.
They didn't see our trap card. It's listen to my thesis.
So there many thesi have been read this stream, I guess.
What especially like about tokusatsu and the acting with the masks on is that it gives lie to this BS excuse given every time a Western studio is like, the masked character needs to take his helmet off so the audience can relate to him.
They
It's
did
like
that in Halo.
You have decades of film and TV showing that that is not the case.
We don't need to see the face. Ugh. Yeah, that's one that gets tiring. I'm like, okay, time for, Netflix adaptation of X, before we get in the Netflix binge, or not binge, rant. That's the word.
The so the Tokusatsu Museum though. So there's a couple films they show there, and then they show you like behind the scenes documentary after the short film, and it's very theatrical. Like there's so much stuff being done in those effect shots that is not like you can't computerize, and so it's really up to like the hands of the artist doing it live in that shot to get it right. Like whenever the creatures are like stomping around, there's like a dude with a dustpan full of dust and an air gun, and he's just like freehanding
Spraying
it
it.
onto the stage as the guy in the suit stomps around.
There is no way to digitally replicate that. Yeah, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
It's like the when they throw those firecrackers around during the Power Ranger shots.
Hmm.
It's like, why is everything exploding? Well, that was how they showed, damage happening.
One of the short films they show was they did like a tokusatsu cram school with some kids a couple years ago, and the short film was the output of that, where they brought in like special effects vets to teach these kids like how to do it. And something that was really interesting to see in there was like there was stuff that I thought was fancier than what they were actually doing, where I was like, oh, this is a composite shot. And then the behind the scenes, like, nope, this was good old forced perspective. Monster suit stands close to the camera. Kids stand real far away in the field.
So they did it just like they did with Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
with the Gandalf always being close to the camera when the hobbits are in the same shot. Which they were very bold. They had a lot of shots where Gandalf's in the shot with the hobbits, where other characters are.
Hmm.
And I'm sure you've seen some like the DVD features where they'll like move the camera to the side and you realize the table is like warped in this strange way. They built this custom table that from the
It's like
perspective they shot the shot at, it looks like it's the same size for them both, which makes Gandalf look really tall. But the table gets huge once it gets over to Frodo on the back of the screen. Or maybe it was Bilbo, whoever it was.
They're doing a lot of the same stuff when they build these sets as well, where they're like, hey, because we know the camera's going to be down here, here's where we can hide all this stuff on the set that we need.
It's a lot of that stuff that's kind of, I guess, lost in this era of digital everything.
There was a shot of a tail smashing a building. Then behind the scenes, it's literally just a big tail prop on a stick, and a dude just swings the stick at the building.
I love that practicality. That's really something special.
The thing I noticed about like the cheap student film, as it were, versus like films that have access to more like pyro and explosives, is like you notice it in the way the buildings collapse. Because when you don't have like more destructive mechanisms built into the building, then you'll get like it'll like vibrate and bounce in a way that, like, I'm like, oh, that's like a light foam structure, not concrete.
I wonder what it would take to try to build a prop building that collapses, looking convincingly like a real building collapse.
So they can do that. Like the second film, they show, which is the giant God Warrior attacks Tokyo, which I think someone's put on YouTube. Like when you have more time slash safety to like put destructive mechanisms inside the buildings, then it like there are some shots in that I'm like, that is amazing. How did they do that? Then I was like, oh, okay. Somebody had to run a bajillion lines of very thin cord through the inside of the building, tie them all to a stick on a lever so that someone can yank the lever and it like causes the whole building to collapse.
So how do you think they figured out how to do that? I don't know. It's one of those things you could sit here and think about it forever. It's like
A lot of trial and error, I would guess.
I guess you just get an instinct for it after you do it enough times, you know?
Hmm. I don't know if you have access to a controlled demo guy, he may be able to tell you like, here's how we do it in real life. Like, try doing that to your prop.
I don't know anybody in the demolition industry, unfortunately.
The other fun thing about the behind the scenes of the Giant God Warrior 1, which is something that Hideaki Anno and Shinji Higuchi worked on, was like after every effect shot and after they like, cut the shot and they see they've got it, like the whole crew and the director, everyone's just like chuckling like schoolboys, like that was awesome. One of the
You enjoy your work.
one of
You'll
the
never work a
really
day in your life.
creative things they did for that was a shot of a building that's supposed to look like it's hit by a heat ray and starts melting. So to get a shot to composite into the rest of it, they built this like magma goo, put it in balloons, and then painted the outside of the balloons like chroma key blue, and then remote detonated them simultaneously so they can blue screen out the balloons, and so you just get the goo exploding.
That's pretty clever.
The and the whole prop for the God Warrior itself is like a puppet that the puppeteer just wears an all blue suit. So it's this like man-sized puppet that's got one puppeteer for like the head and the feet that's like strapped to it, and then like dudes crouched down on the side in blue suits controlling the arms.
Do you think when they did Gollum in Lord of the Rings, do you think that they drew any inspiration in technique from that school of acting?
Hmm.
I was gonna wonder about that. I mean, you could figure these are filmmakers, that were part of the Lord of the Rings production crew back in the early 2000s, and they started planning that in like '99 or something like that.
So
The talks were going on.
considering that the next thing Peter Jackson and Andy Serkis would go on to do together would be King Kong, I have to imagine Jackson's got some familiarity with the monster genre, which would probably include
Oh, he has
little
to, yeah.
tokusatsu.
That's where we get Gollum's like the physical acting that Andy Serkis or whatever his name was doing. Is it actually Andy Serkis? Is his last name really Serkis?
Yeah, but not spelled like the clown show.
Not spelled. Okay, not spelled. Okay. And didn't this is actually reminding me of yet another tangent. Something you mentioned actually years back was that production with Gollum being motion captured and sort of the 3D to face, like his facial expressions going to the Gollum. Is that not kind of the origin point for the technology that we one day give us VTubers?
Someone pushed back on me on that and was like, no, it was based off this other facial recognition tech from the security industry, but I don't know. I feel like it probably all blends together, so
yeah, maybe there's multiple inspirations, but
I'm still going to
see
give
it. I mean,
Tolkien credit for VTubers.
I think it's entirely possible. because the tech got advanced so much by the Lord of the Rings movies. Now you can just download it for free.
Well, and it like introduced the idea of like a mocap actor, where it's like they like you never need to see Andy Serkis's real face. Like he's just a guy that does. I mean, he's acted it. You know, he's flesh tubed as it were now, but uh, you know, for a while he was just like the mocap guy.
And his yeah, I gotta wonder is like that kind of, again, it's acting with a mask on. It's the same thing. I mean, even if you're like piloting a VTuber rig, you kind of have to act it, you know. Yes, you have to make the facial expressions in real life. That's how it tracks, you know.
The and even the like the kaiju suit actors in these behind the scenes shots, they're like vocalizing as they're acting. Like none of it's gonna go in the final film, but like as the dude's stomping around, like he's making stompy noises, and like as he's smashing buildings, he's going like rah.
Did you ever hear the cuts of Star Wars with the
David
guy
Prowse.
who acts Vader?
Yes.
Yeah, and he's like vaguely Scottish. He's like not scary at all. You have failed me for the last time, Captain Kita.
Found to tear
I
the ship
Kirk for a
apart until
second,
you found
yeah.
those plans. Bring me the passengers. I want them alive.
Like he does not sound like a Vader should sound. I guess that's the same concept though, isn't it? Even though it was done back in the late 70s. It's like,
Yeah, you got the motion actor and the voice actor.
oh, we can't. There's something we can credit Token for here, and the Lord of the Rings movie production as well. We may have them to thank for Ruby, for better or for worse. We also perhaps have them to thank for Devil May Cry, believe it or not, because again, this is what the Power Rangers connect. This everything's all related, but all the guys who did the stunts for that game's motion capture were Power Rangers.
Interesting.
And so then they went on, and through a series of people knowing each other in the industry, once they got to Devil May Cry 3, and Capcom was really trying to step up the game because 2 was a piece of steaming garbage. That's a long story, but they motion capped all the cutscenes, and actually all the moves that the characters do in the entire game. Even the enemies are motion capped by dudes wearing suits. And you can actually find the footage of the IRL, them filming the cutscenes. So they did a real life cut, and they've got like props and stuff, and they're doing all the stunts in real life. So like we're doing backflips and stuff. That's all actually done for real because they were stuntmen and Power Rangers, and so they could do that. And then they just like mapped that onto the models inside the computer. Pretty neat stuff. I do think that's derivative of the old Super Sentai days. I could go on a long tangent about that, so I'll just spare you the rest of it for now. But yeah,
please.
Things are related. Well, okay, I can't continue. So the Power Ranger guys, it's funny because they made their initial kind of break doing stunts in real life, and then they end up being video game characters now. And also, this is another fun fact, at least with that game series, is the voice actors for the characters are the same people as the stuntmen. That's actually, I don't think anything else has done that, as far as I know. Maybe something else has, but the stunt guys and the mocap actors are the voice actors. So they're actually dubbing over themselves later on.
Okay, so they don't have to like act the line while they're doing the stunts. They just.
I mean, they still do, but they might take like another take of the lines. You know, be like, oh, we'll do this one. Let's try to get a cleaner version. You know, that kind of thing. But yeah, it's like, what other kind of industry, or maybe not industry is not the word. What kind of other creative field can you even have that be the case? Again, it's like prototype VTubing in some ways, not with the streaming aspect, but with the production of like you're the person doing the stuff, and it's captured, and then it goes into a computer, and then you have like a 3D model it goes onto, and all that. I don't know. It's really cool stuff. I just find this stuff fun to like kind of nerd out about. It's not exactly in my field. I'm a professional computer nerd. I don't really have anything to do on the graphical side. I'm all like under the hood code stuff. So I just think it's really neat.
Well, it was making me think of something of like how, like, I say in the recent past is probably like twice as long as I think it is now. But like there was a time where it was considered normal in movies to have the singing voice be completely different from the actor or actress.
Yeah.
Like when they were doing like musicals and stuff, was just like, oh, here we hired the person that can act and look pretty for these scenes, and now we're also going to hire someone that can sing really well and basically be the stunt voice.
So it's kind of like now because you have a 3D model, you can kind of have them look like whatever you need.
And you can go straight to the voice because
Perchance.
it's not even as long as I thought, because I'm pretty sure even like Disney Mulan, I'm pretty sure there was a separate actress. I mean, that's animated too, which makes it even easier to blend the two together. But
she just has to sound kind of similar.
But somewhere, I feel like not too long after that, like it just sort of became expected that like we're gonna have to hire someone that can sing, so that it's the same person doing the whole character.
Maybe it's just like the standards kind of went up. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, hiring two people can't be cheap.
I know that the Japanese take their seiyuu culture pretty seriously. So you'll actually find a lot of them are actually decent vocalists on the singing side as well as the talkie talk side.
It'd be nice if North America could get something like that.
I hope someday that the North American like dub voice acting industry gets better. I think it is better than it used to be. It's got a long way to go, and that's
Texas
that could be a stream
Mafia
of itself.
is an issue.
The Texas, not that Texas chat, the other Texas, the real one. Pains me to say it, but it's true. Also, Southern California.
And it really showed its limits in the Girls in Panzer dub. You got like,
were they trying to do the accents for the different?
No,
groups
it's just like you have like 30 you have a cast of like 30 women, and there's like what, 5 voice actresses or something that do the entire anime industry.
Oh yeah, that's one of those things too. It's like even now you'll kind of still see the follow-on effects of that. We were to, for instance, talk about the Arknights English dub, which is generally very good. There's still a few where it's kind of like it's like I've heard this woman or this dude, mostly just a woman, like so many times that I can't hear them as anything else. Like there's this one character that got an English dub just recently. One of their cat girls, it's not important who it is. And the lady they had do the dub is the same chick who did Morgana in Persona 5. It's like Cassandra something is her name. I don't know her full name. But I can only hear Morgana. Even when she hides it, she does a pretty good job. She also did Sothis in 3 Houses. So it's that voice.
Okay.
So the problem is she can't get the Morgana out of her voice. I just don't think she's able to do it. It's just like part of the quality of it. So I just hear Morgana. I'm like, nope, back to JP dub.
Fortunately for me, I had not played Persona 5, although the
lucky.
opera,
I mean,
the 3 Houses opera lady being voiced by Mrs. Ketchum was very uncomfortable.
Oh, she also did Ash's mom? No way.
Yeah, Veronica. She did Ash's voice too.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, Veronica Taylor.
It's weird how like again the scene is not that big, so you get a lot of these same people. That's kind of how like we've got the Dorothy situation,
Yeah, I like her voice.
She does a good job. She's one of the better ones, and she, funnily enough, also does Penance in the English dub. She puts on a convincing enough Italian accent, like I can tell it's put on, but like it sounds good, and that's really what counts. So, of other things, Blaze, her English dub is done by a certain Christina V. Again, a perfectly competent job, but it just sounds like Christina V. And we've heard her in a million. We've heard her in a million things. So it's like I'm like, I just know who this is. You know, so it's like that's maybe a me thing. Then you have
like the mental image of the voice actor,
or they just sound like other characters. You know.
Have you listened to
some VAs are better at it than others?
Cover of Bad Apple.
That's actually one of my favorite Bad Apple covers. So she's a great singer, and the funny part is, there's one of the that Hypergriff does a lot of songs for the game. Blaze gets a theme song, which is also sung by Christina V. A weird coincidence.
Wait, was that like before they?
Way before the English dub. This is like 3 or 4 years before the English dub happened. This isn't like the game's first year. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
I wonder if they were like, "Hey,
let's just
you did that song.
The lady we hired to sing is also a voice actress. Let's just bring her back."
The Japanese VAs for Texas and Lapland actually have a duet song as well, so they're totally on board with that kind of stuff. And they've also grabbed a bunch of people in the English dub, at least, that come from like the FromSoft background. So, which I think is kind of funny because these are all theater actors, not that. I could go on a tangent about this as well.
I think you're going to have more success with theater actors.
I think that theater acting, because you're doing it in front of a live audience and there's like this physical element to it. I just feel like there's a higher level of overall quality compared to what we get like with the Dallas, Fort Worth, and Los Angeles voice acting scene, where it's just a very small.
There's a reason Willem Dafoe insisted on doing all his own stunts as the Green Goblin.
That guy is like one of the goats, really. Memes aside. But yeah, it's like I think that it gets a higher level of quality. Let me compose my thoughts for a second here. Yeah, I think it's weird. It's the approach that the Xenoblade games actually took to the English dub. I don't know how familiar we are with Xenoblade, but those were the first Xenoblade was on the Wii. It was an RPG, JRPG specifically, and it came out in Japan. Decent success, not like huge, but successful. But they never localized it. Well, I shouldn't say localized. That's a dirty word these days, isn't it? But it didn't have any kind of release outside of Japan.
Never got imported.
So it was back in the day when there used to be a lot of games that were like this. Like Mother 3 is a really infamous example of never having an English release. Actually, every Fire Emblem before 7 did not get an English release until some of them got ports later on. But you know how that was back in the olden days. We missed a couple Final Fantasies over here in the early years. But Xenoblade, that localization there's the word again, but basically doing an English dub of it was not handled by Nintendo of America. It was handled by Nintendo of, I think it's Nintendo of Europe. It's based in the UK. So that explains why there's so many British accents in that game. But their approach to casting is very different because they're not picking from, again, the same people from Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, Texas, and Los Angeles. So we get a bunch of people who are just, I don't know, random theater actors from the UK and some places else on the continent, as they say. I think they say that. So Xenoblade, I think, it's funny because meme aside, I could talk about Xenoblade 2's dub and the good and bad parts of it. Mostly good, but some bad. But you would never get that if they had hired from North America. And so with the way the Hypergriff did their English dub of their game, and I think this was handled through Yostar. It's not that complicated. Hypergriff made the game. They published it in China. Yostar published the game internationally, including in Japan. They both own part of each other's company. This is apparently a pretty common business situationship. I hate that word, but in China, that's how things work very commonly. Don't get me started. That's a long word. But anyways, they have some cross ownership, so they both benefit from each other's success. But anyways, the way they did their dub was they didn't go to the cartel the North American voice acting cartel for the most part. There's a few of those people, like the Christina V's of the world, and I think she did a fine job. Too prolific. So they've hired a lot of people who have not really had many credits in anything. Like the chick who does the English voice of Tex is like some random actress from England who's credited in like real life acting stuff, and then it's like, oh yeah, here's your obligatory like anime dub acting thing that you get to do. I think she does a very fine job of it. And then like I don't even know who the Italians are. They found some Italians off the street and they're like, hey, be an anime.
The Motoaki Tanigo approach, the hiring.
You'll have to tell me. You'll have to fill me in on that one.
That's the Yagu.
Is that his name? Okay.
Yeah,
let me find some random chicks off the street.
Yeah, let me just go find some street urchins.
And now we have VTubers galore.
Fishman's already cleared out the asylums.
I was actually about to say like he went for all the mental ones.
Oh, while we're on the topic of China though, and since this is Arknights products, let's see if this fine text can bring into focus enough for you to see something funny.
Warning: choking hazard, small parts, not for children under 3 years old.
Above that part.
Hong Kong distributed Daniel & Co. Wait, in space Singapore. What am I supposed to be looking at? Microsoft
up here.
Southeast Asia and Are we allowed to say that word? Wait, we can't get canceled. We're not on anyone's payroll.
We can't get canceled. I'll never get sponsored by Hypergriff now, but yeah, Southeast Asia and Taiwan.
Uh-oh. The great Yab, as it were.
Goodbye, Hypergriff sponsorship.
That's so funny. Just you know what? Word on the street is they were in talks for an official collab of some sort.
Before
you might have been able to pull Fubuki and Arknights. That's again rumors. We can't know anything for sure, but yeah, that was before the thing. If those of you know in the deeper, older VTuber lore of 2020, I know that feels like 1,000 years ago. It was only 4, but yeah. There's a reason Fubuki's costume, one of them looks like I think they made it, and it's not like a calcit one. It would fit. Listen, it would fit visually. I feel like it was made for that purpose, and then things happened, and it didn't end up happening. So that's a theory. That's just a theory because they've collabed with other gacha games in the past. Like they did something with Azure Lane. I feel like there's some other. I don't know if they're in Fate or not. Everything's in Fate, but yeah. That's some of the deep lore for those of you who are been browsing the net.
Oh shoot! Now that we've seen some of the cards, right? So that's the super rare Amiya art. That's the super duper rare Blaze art. So presumably
Calcit with a gun.
This is one of the rare Calcits.
So you know the syringe pistol from Helldivers 2?
Yeah.
That's Kelsey basically has that. She shoots syringes full of medicine at people. Like when she's a medic, she just like points the gun, single target. But she shoots her healing gun at you. She's like, I cast heal. She's a weird one. She's like a medic, but she's not a medic. It's I won't explain that. I'm just gonna leave it like ambiguous.
Oh, there's one more thing I can show you. My excursions. There's a holiday tradition I finally caved to.
Uh-oh.
Are you familiar with the elf on the shelf?
Oh no, what's it gonna be? Give me the rhyme. Lay it on me.
Well, I found an elf for the shelf.
What kind of elf? Is it Freerin? Is it gonna be Freerin? I knew it! Oh, that's good. That's good. So you found an elf for the shelf.
I realized the reason they make all these like sitting animate figures is, you know how when you open a cup noodle and it's like, hey, you're supposed to make sure the lid stays down for the 3 minutes
You
while the
put them on the noodle.
you put them on the noodle. The box literally says ramen topper.
You can buy in Japan a calcit ramen topper.
I was keeping an
Really
eye out. I
a
was keeping an eye
mysterious
out for the
place.
Arknights ones.
Like, you might have to delve into Aki to find that stuff, but I don't know for sure. I've never been there. I couldn't say.
They exist somewhere.
I know they exist somewhere because I've seen them. I occasionally peruse the genre of people walking around city YouTube videos in 4K. So it was one of those ones. This is from like 3 years ago. This dude was walking around Akihabara. This is like 2021, and first of all, there's not that many people there. There's like a freaking Arknights ad on one of the buildings. I'm like, hey, I recognize that. Then he like walks into some part shops. He finds like some old like N64 controllers, that kind of thing. I always find this quite interesting. But yes, ramen toppers. What a fascinating country.
I've been in Aki enough times now that when I was watching the Kikaider movie and there's a scene set in Aki, I'm like, hang on, I've seen that street before. I pulled up Google Maps and I was like, yeah, it's the street right here. And then I walked and I was like, yep, I recognize that train crossing.
It's very much Japanese New York City. I mean, not only I think a lot of people might know some of the stuff from Persona 5, which is set in Tokyo. The World Ends With You, also set in Tokyo.
Shibuya.
And other stuff as well. Yeah, it's set in Shibuya specifically. One of the boss fights in Kingdom Hearts is in Shibuya. I didn't play Kingdom Hearts 3, but they also show up there at a certain point. So you get the 10 some other number building, And there's like the cross, the big crosswalk that goes over there.
Oh yeah, the Shibuya Scramble.
The Scramble. I will get over there someday. I'll be over there someday. I just don't know when.
There's like a Starbucks on one side of the Shibuya Scramble that has a bunch of seats against the glass wall so that people just can sit there and drink coffee and watch people cross the street.
Oh yeah. I want to go there someday.
Yeah, it's been busy since I got to the mainland. Been checking out Tsukugawa primarily for the Tokusatsu deep lore. And then this afternoon I went out to Lake Inawashiro, which is like the 4th largest lake in Japan. There were migrating Siberian geese hanging out there, and too cold to actually go out on the lake, so I mostly just walked around looking at the scenery, being cold and drinking hot beverages.
That sounds like a day. We've got a good couple inches of snow on the ground here right now, so similar situation. I almost 4-wheeled in the park the other day, but I decided not to. It's still 4-wheel drive territory going up the hill.
Since I'm normally in the southern part of Japan, it was cool to be on the train, and then I'm like, there's legit mountains here now, and snow-capped peaks, and those clouds that form that are covering half the mountain. I got there,
those are neat, aren't it?
and I was trying to find. I was like, where is Mount Bandai? Where's the big mountain that's supposed to dominate the lakescape? And then I'm I don't see it when I get off the train station. So I thought it was on the other side of the lake. So I'm walking around. I walk for 30 minutes to get down to this cafe, and it's only after I've left the cafe and I turn around and the clouds start to roll out that the mountain's been behind me this whole time. I just couldn't see that it was the mountain.
Mountain be like, Konnichiwa.
Hello there.
It has the high ground, after all.
It is the high ground.
It is the high ground.
It was nice just to walk around in a valley full of mountains and drink various forms of coffee.
Now you're making me jealous.
No, I don't get to see mountains that often these days.
Yeah. I mean, I basically live on one, so it's a bit different from my perspective, I guess.
Yeah, you've got the high ground.
I can actually quite literally look down on my neighbors. It's awesome.
That is something that's that takes getting used to when I'm out there, and it's like because you guys don't have like tons of like trees everywhere either, so it's like if you get if it's an open area, you just can kind of look around forever.
Well, I'll hook you up. I'll show you the good spots where you get the good views, and there's some places where you're in a forest. You kind of get some wacky terrain out in this part of the country.
See, I like being in the forest because I feel like it's not as easy for like a Nazgul to swoop down out of nowhere and grab me.
Oddly specific. But yes, you would be accurate in that sense. Unfortunately, we don't get cool card game merchandise like you've got here. That's the one drawback of living somewhere ambiguously in the middle of America. Yeah, Japanese only product. All the fun stuff's over there. We also don't get noodle freerins. So the best I found a keychain of Texas. That's like some of the only merch I've actually been able to find at our humble local anime convention.
I'm hoping that,
you know what?
that perhaps this indicates they'll because I mean if Bandai now has the Arknights license, like they could do a lot with it.
They could. You know what? I'm gonna link this picture. My sole piece of merch. Well, okay. There's actually one of them. I'm just not gonna show that one. No, not because it's weird or anything. It's just, And I think this one was just imported. I think this one's pretty sure this keychain's Japanese.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, that cost me $5.
Is there a lot of fan merch or?
I wouldn't say a lot.
Not even like a secondary market of that.
Well, there's not really a secondary market. You can find this stuff hanging around in like anime conventions. I know AX. Is that what it's called? The one in LA?
That sounds right.
AX, AUX. It probably has some other letter in there, but that's the big one. So they actually had a full booth there. I think they have in the recent years as well. So you'll find more stuff there just by dint of size, if nothing else. As far as the more local stuff goes, you'll find some artists and people will import.
Do you want me to drop this into OBS?
You can, yeah. People can see the keychain, but there's not a ton of stuff. I found a few small things, but just not that much. Oh, that's huge! Wow, okay.
Much resolution.
Absolutely massive. You can see my like banged up desk. This poor desk. I've had it for years. So it's funny. I actually don't have her on my keychain because I don't want her getting scratched up. Because the plastic's not that hard, it's a little bit soft.
Well, and if it's on the way these things are made, isn't it typically like the art's actually like on one side of the acrylic vice like sandwiched in between them, so it can actually like get scraped off.
Yeah, it is kind of on the front. So there we go. I hung it back on my wall. I've actually got a nail in the wall. That's maybe a little bit ghetto, but it works. It works.
Well, I was trolling Minna with Fern for a bit. I just told her like, hey, I got us an elf on the shelf, and then just went, got my noodles.
Oh, speak of the devil.
Oh, did she just show up in chat? Long stream hours.
I'm sorry, your husband doesn't get to sleep. We're talking about nerd shit. Nerd stuff.
I was actually just talking about you, dear. How do you like our shelf elf? Also, you're getting a webcam for Christmas, so slightly used.
Hey, we did one card opening on this. It was great. It was the best. You should watch it. Maybe you are right now.
She's been watching this whole time, I bet. Mom's comment. Wait, is your mother watching my stream? Wait, who is she in chat?
I'm glad I kept my language nice and pure.
chance.
I didn't know we had grannies on stream.
I knew it. Cara Malone is actually my mother-in-law.
Oh. That's a convincing young dude voice that she does. I would never have guessed.
Oh, in the group chat.
Oh yeah. Well, you got to share with us now. You know, you can't just like put that out there and then just hold over the heads and like, wow. Now they're thinking about it. Now they're like, oh, what's the comment? We don't know what the comment is.
Oh, she said, I assume this was before I sent the photo. I assume not a typical variety. ... I'm interested to see this.
Oh, about the elf on the shelf.
And then she replies, I send the picture. Don't know anything about it, but I like it. So remember, kids, behave, or else.
There could be grannies lurking behind the bush or something.
I was going to say there's a threatening elf sitting on the shelf.
Oh, that too. Just don't be a devil, and then you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Sarcasm beware, Freeren's here.
Well,
Far from a granny. Ah, I see. Okay.
she's more like a knife-wielding maternal sort of figure.
Does she have a shotgun?
No, but I think one of her sons probably does.
Okay.
If not,
I was thinking of that
several them.
granny from the movie. Oh, there's some horror movie where the granny had a shotgun. Uh-oh. We're already having a fight over maternal affection here.
Oh my. Well, grandmas are allowed to be fun. Grandmas don't have to be moms, you know.
They're in the spoil phase, you know, not the discipline and raise correctly phase.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, being an uncle or something.
Hey, my grandma gave me $50 bills for my birthday and for Christmas, so you know, she totally bought our love. Not to mention her great cooking, you know. That's how I bought my first Xbox. Aw, yeah.
Oh yeah, I had to, you know, not as easy to find turkeys out here, so I decided to do the next most American thing and went to a cow tongue restaurant.
I thought you were going to say KFC.
That's for Christmas.
So it's
It's too early for that.
Hi.
It's not Padoru season yet.
Don't say the word. You'll summon it.
Ashire sorio.
I felt like, you know, the sound that nails on a chalkboard makes?
Yeah.
I just felt that on my back. I'm just,
Oh, would you prefer something
it's
else
coming.
like, well, I don't
Oh, if you start doing Mariah Carey, you're gonna just hear like Discord log off noises. I'm gonna just run and jump in the nearest trash can and hide.
I have some beautiful artwork buried somewhere on my phone that's like a JoJo scene of Mariah Carey and Chibi Saber approaching each other.
Oh gosh. Mariah Carey is like a pillar man, okay? They thaw her out as soon as Thanksgiving's done, like 8 p.m. on Thanksgiving Eve. Like you just see a crack. It's like Arthas breaking out of the frozen throne, if you know that cutscene.
I think they literally did a video of that last year.
I wouldn't be surprised if the meme's been made.
She's very in on the joke at this point.
She's been summoned. She's like,
it proves that something new can enter into the Christmas music library, though.
Yeah, it is pretty static, ain't it?
Like you got,
if you're looking from the long-term perspective,
you got your good old hymns. Then you've got like what I guess like all the 50s and 60s. Christmas music, and then like not a whole lot of like new stuff really like breaks into the Christmas music sphere.
Yeah, retail workers beware.
Oh
If you're a
yeah,
retail worker, you have my sympathy.
true. Thanksgiving is over.
If you really want to curse that stream, you'll click on that link. Just don't do it.
Oh,
Don't do it.
I'm using like regional difference too. Like so the part of Japan I'm in is like a lot of expats in it. And
Uh-huh.
so like their Black Friday sales started like last weekend and run through like next week. Or right, there's like 2 weeks of Black Friday going on there.
At
And
what point do we reach peak Friday where it like wraps around and it's a year-long sale?
year-long Friday. Oh,
It's like that Rebecca Black song from the early
that's
2010s.
every Friday is Black Friday. Right, so they're doing 2 weeks of Black Friday down there, and then up here, and it's literally Black Friday today, and it's like no sales whatsoever, just business as
You
normal.
see, you see this S. Well, I wanted to have BS, but it's S for sale. When everything's a sale, nothing is, or however the line goes.
Hmm. When everything's for sale, nothing is. Where that's when he got his BS in economics or something.
So I have a BS in computers, and it really feels like it sometimes.
I'm a
I
BA
can
in
type good.
humanities, but it doesn't always feel that way.
BA. Bah. Humanities.
Oh,
That's what that stands for. Imagine the Scrooge. He's like, bah, humanity. Humanity. Something. I don't know.
who needs all that? Oh, it is interesting though, like, you know, my place accepted like Thanksgiving hasn't achieved the same kind of like international cultural penetration that like Christmas and Halloween and stuff have over here.
I'm almost kind of thankful, honestly. This is our holiday. You know, we're thankful for the foods. It doesn't make sense without the cultural context of being American. It really
You know,
doesn't.
they'd celebrate on a different day and be like, we were thankful for all that wind when the Koreans tried to invade. Children are given small bellows pumps to run around with and
Do they
shoot
have
air at each other.
a holiday for that in Japan? I actually don't know. For like a
Uh,
hey, we beat the Mongols kind of thing,
I feel like if they did, it's probably the the post-war American government probably didn't let that stay a thing.
Yeah, that would make sense. Too
Especially
patriotic.
especially because that's where the word kamikaze originally came
Yeah,
from.
there might be a wee bit of cultural baggage there.
Like maybe we should let's do away with this kamikaze day.
That sounds like that's a holiday on Super Earth, though. We have October 21st, Liberty Day, right? We have we shoot our Constitution rifles into the air, burn effigy of a bug. I don't know.
Oh, Lord Mullington, thank you for stopping by as well. How do you do?
Also, thank you for not being British.
Thankful for not being British.
Yeah, we threw that tea in the harbor. Oh, where do Americans make tea? In the harbor. Cue eagle screech sound effects. I won't subject your ears to my eagle. I guess it's not dub. What was it? Eagle mimic.
Headphone users can't take it.
I actually don't. It might be. I don't know if you Discord. It might be too high pitched, and my Discord mic
will
doesn't
just cut
like
it
to.
off.
Yeah, Discord's like no one needs to hear this. Tea belongs in the harbor. Aw, yeah. Take that sugar tax and shove it where the sun don't shine. The sun don't shine. Yeah, blah blah. English. Sorry, American.
Not paying for stamps either.
And also, obligatory thank you, France.
Do we have to be thankful to France?
Unfortunately, yes. Now, they did it out of spite. I don't think that means that it doesn't count for them. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm still rooting for Lucky Jack and Master and Commander.
That's a funny one because in the original book, it's an American ship they're hunting.
Oh, really?
And because they released the book, it was a movie.
Hollywood movie,
And
so they made it a French
they
ship.
made them French. Yeah.
That's funny.
They did a spite we don't need to be thankful.
Well,
Okay, see, that's what I was
mean,
thinking.
It worked though. Like I'm as British as they come when I watch that movie.
I have to say, the French flag at the time, the bourbon one, with the white and the fleur-de-lis and stuff, really looks nice. Like,
Mm.
you gotta give the frog some credit. They do aesthetics well.
That they do. I mean, shoot, even that like Liberty leading the people painting looks great, even though it's revolutionary propaganda.
Hon, baguette, oui, oui.
And I mean, baguettes look great. Croissants, excellent food.
Oh, un croissant. Croissant. That's not enough phlegm. Hang on. Croissant.
I think I'd rather hear your eagle screech than that.
Okay. Noted. Yeah, it's built on the pattern of the original 6 U.S. frigates. They didn't really have this parlance at the time, but you could call them perhaps heavy frigates. I don't know.
Oh, be careful, Lord Wellington. You've triggered his.
My naval autism is coming out. You can't stop it now. I play boat games for fun, okay? I'm like, oh yes, but what if we put this gun here? So America has forests, unlike Britain, and this means that we get very nice wood, okay? So we can build these ships with basically higher quality lumber and lots of it. So the original 6-run frigates of the U.S. Navy were notoriously tough because of the way they were built. There were some other innovations too. Remember, this is like the later era of Age of Sail stuff. This is post Trafalgar. So a lot of the building had started to become a bit more sophisticated. So you can do this cross bracing thing where you would, I don't know how to explain exactly, but you'd have these big beams going crossways across the ship, hence cross bracing. There's more to it than that, but basically, yeah, they were really tough little fellas. And they caused a lot of problems for the old limeys in the War of 1812. I mean, they still didn't win because you're not going to beat the British Navy at that point in history, but they put up a good fight. And that's what counts. Uh-oh, we've got a Dreadnoughts player here. Uh-oh. I've only got 800 hours in that game, so...
Now, I've actually gotten to stand on the Constitution. It was neat. I don't remember a ton of it because it was years ago, but we were up in Boston and took a tour of the ship.
Why is it you get to live all my wildest fantasies? You get to stand on the boat. You get to go to Akibahara and buy the stuff.
I've gotten to stand on several boats.
I know, right?
Which
I've
is
only stood on like
how
one.
I discovered that my wife was an elf.
Does she shit on the shelf? I mean, sorry, sit in the shelf. Excuse me. Mistake.
No, but once we descended into the lower decks of the USS, I think it was the USS Carolina, and she was surrounded entirely by cold iron.
Did she freak out?
No, but she was like, it's spooky in here.
Yeah, that's elves for you. They're part Fae.
So, I thought it was a neat engine room, but we're also wearing a baby. What does that have to do with elves fearing cold iron? The children yearn to be powder monkeys again. The children love the engine room.
The baby is Citadel armor. The baby is the Citadel, if you think about it.
I'm thinking about it.
I could make the joke about the dreadnoughts. You know the one
Oh,
torpedo boy. I don't know if I should say that.
wait. Now I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Say it. We'll find out.
Well, you know how dreadnoughts in the Warhammer universe are, right?
Oh wait, is this the Pregnant? Oh no, yeah, there.
She's in on it. Okay, they're flesh mechas.
Flesh mecha whose job is to
Oh,
make
that's too
more of
good.
yourself.
Self-propagating machines.
True, but also scary to think about. That's women for you.
He could say that he's married.
I'm just amazed at like how well our bodies can repair themselves. Like
if you think about it, yeah, that's like what a ship is, you know?
As long as you still have blood and oxygen and don't get infected, you basically can recover from anything.
Self-repair algorithms activated.
Reanimation protocols kicking in. Oh shoot. Probably should go to bed.
You probably should. I was about to think, it's like, what? How did we get from unboxing an Arknights card game to Pregnauts and Freerin on the box? Quite the tangent, ain't it?
Hmm.
In it,
Desio. In it, des. Soul. All right, well let's find somebody to raid. Let's see who is live right now. Let's see. Lumi, Lemon Woman is streaming. Ollie Arachnia is streaming.
You're being scolded by your wife.
That go to bed, dear. Oh.
I'm sorry, it's my fault. I mentioned Power Rangers or something like an hour and a half ago.
Or like 2 hours ago. No, it can't have been that long ago.
See, now you got to go to bed so you can wake up and show us those mixed drinks.
All right. Let's see. Let's raid. No, this is the hardest part of the stream. Who do we want to raid? Anybody I know on right now? Oh wait, is Legal Mindset still streaming? That's right. That was the idea at the beginning. He is not.
Okay.
Lemon Woman. Should we do it?
I don't know who Lemon Woman is, but sure.
The Hanako Lumi.
I'm assuming that's Phase Connect.
Yeah.
Okay. I only know Pippa, and then that weird
Lord Mollington's telling me to do it.
lady.
I don't normally listen to the British, but saved. All right. Well then, Minna, Mollington, everybody else in chat who's lurking, prepare for a Lemon Woman raid. And thank you for stopping by for cards and lots of tangenting.
It was like a 2-hour yap session.
Right. Have a good night.
Catch you later.